Right, we're back. Hopefully it works. If it doesn't work, then... well, then I don't know. Must break all technology.
Okay, I'm back. Hello.
Hello.
Are we live?
Yes.
Hello.
Don't worry. I think I've killed everybody.
Oh no.
They're all not here. So basically, I'm gonna edit this. I'll stitch it together into one. Because I missed having chat on screen. And also we were only less than half through. So why not try to fix it? Right? Let me look over my notes while we let people filter in.
Yeah, I just dropped the link in the Arcane chat as well. Just in case people weren't able to see it.
Yay! Thank you for coming back, Games. I appreciate you. Well, you know what? You're here. You're enough. Did anybody ever tell you you're enough? You are enough.
Yeah, you're worth all 22 viewers we have.
We are gonna get started. You are more than enough. So it's just gonna be me, Esty, and you. And I'm hoping you pop up on the screen sometime in the future, because I swear I did everything to fix it. So if it's not fixed, I'm also gonna blame you. So
no,
no,
because I don't see it either.
No, shh, it has to be there. No, it has to be there. There's no choice but for it to be there. You know what I mean?
I think it has a choice.
No, it's there. Yes, yes. Grab a snack and come back. I'm so excited. Okay, we got it. Thank you. We're back. We're cooking. It's all good. I also took a tinkle, so I feel a lot better.
Is it there?
It is there. I promise you.
Oh, there it is. There it is. They all flew in. Okay, there we go. Okay, we're good.
Okay, let's just get started. Because let's like we said, no more spoons. What is with these spoons? I literally don't understand.
Now we'll be able to see the spoons on screen. Let's go.
No. Okay. Before the spoons take everything away, we get a scene with Mel and her little lady. I almost called her little stinker. But I wanted to take a look at her desk because I found the papers on her desk so interesting. But thank you for coming back. How's everybody? Did everybody have a tinkle break? Did everybody get a snack? What was going on? What you guys? I want to know what you guys did while I took a break.
Yeah, what happened, guys?
What happened?
Update us on your lives.
Yes. Okay. So on the desk, I thought this was interesting because we have Shimmer ? We also have
Shimmer?
Yeah, we have like a newspaper article of Sallow with some other sketchy looking individuals on the side. We have like a money symbol too, kind of. I don't know if that's maybe his.
It is, I think, because if you look to the right, I think that's the building that he owns above him, and it has his symbol on it.
Oh, that's so cool. So he's got like literally a money symbol in his logo.
Yeah.
Cringe.
Like she has a ring, he has that.
Well, there's still only 14 of you, so you've divided by 2, so you must multiply by 2. Expand. Each of you just grow one person, like
just form mitosis on your entire body real quick for us.
Yeah, just only once though, and then we'll be good.
Only once. We don't want you guys duplicating too many times.
Oh, that's weird. It says it like lost it, but I appreciate you taking the effort, SB, to come on back, because we need to talk about some serious things at the end of this episode, don't we? But what the heck is this?
That's also why I dropped the link in the chat, because I had to click on your actual image at the top that said you were live. It didn't pop up in the live streams this time.
What is this?
Hmm?
What's this? On the left, there's like a body map thing. What is this?
You say this as if the stream is not delayed. Oh, it looks, I don't know, it looks like the classic anatomy pictures that you would see, but I wonder what it's trying to study.
Yeah, like what would that be that she's interested in on her desk?
Hmm.
Okay, I'm getting too caught up in it. So yeah, we get this scene with her and her little helper. I think that's a kind of a good summary for the way she's used. She's uses her as a way to check in to see if the stuff that Les said checked out, and it does. So
Hmm.
she now has more data to back up the fact that Sallow is not trustworthy if she wanted to out him at all.
Yeah.
But this scene was
Hmm.
not. I don't know. I don't have many notes on this scene. I just said she got
Um.
confirmation of her suspicions. Oh, yeah. I wanted to pause on the frame of the family. I want to make sure we get that and talk about that.
There is a very good line there though
Sure, go for
about
it.
Ambessa's no fool. I just don't see her angle. Like your mother's no fool. I just don't see her
Mm
angle.
hmm. Mm
We said quite literally the same thing. We're like, okay, like what is she actually planning? Like we know that her goal is to gain power, but for what purpose?
hmm. Mm
There
hmm.
has to be a deeper angle here. I agree with her there.
So her brother, which is the one that we know was killed. We don't really necessarily know how.
He has a jackal looking doggy.
It kind of reminds me of wait, the dog has armor on.
Mhm.
That's awesome. And the okay, I like a lot the imagery or the choice for red for Noxus because war and blood, and specifically the father's cape feels like as it goes down, it gets like drenched in blood. It starts off splotchy, and then the fact that the boy, the son, uh, her brother is on the opposite side alone,
Mhm.
looking up.
Oh,
Like both of them are looking up. Meanwhile, the dad is looking. I would almost want to say away or maybe down at Mel, but he's left alone with
far
his
away.
dog.
Hmm.
So, like this is a small moment, but it probably could speak to the family dynamics pretty well.
Yeah, I'll say it's also like I know symbolically being on the right side and being on the left side has different meanings. Not that any that I can pull right now, but like I want to see how that plays out, considering that he's on the left side specifically, as compared to both of them being on her right hand. I don't know.
Hmm.
It has to be symbolic. I just don't think I'm picking up on the meaning.
Well, no, I mean, maybe it's. I mean, she's also looking straight forward, which is very
Hmm.
Ambessa. Like, it's just
Hmm.
everybody looks to her for direction. She's large and in charge, and she's got the freaking Thanos blade over here. So, yeah, I just spoke to her. Like, now I think we know a little bit more about Mel's family just from this picture. Like,
Yeah,
she didn't really
totally.
maybe have a relationship too much with her brother. She was really close with her dad. She was constantly looking for her mother's
Approval.
approval. Like this, you if you had to just take this and guess or analyze it, I guess textually, I think you could pull that from that. And it's like, wow,
Yeah,
that's pretty neat. So, the little details they choose, it says a lot of stuff.
yeah. Is she desperate? Is Mel misinterpreting that?
No,
Do you think Ambessa's desperate?
I think Ambessa is desperate because I don't think Ambessa was anticipating the Black Rose to be here.
That's fair.
Like I do think that part of it sincerely has thrown a wrench into her plans, and like
Yeah.
she's making a move that she probably would not have wanted to make if it wasn't for the Black
Yeah.
Rose being here.
Okay. Yeah, and I also think that maybe choosing Caitlyn is potentially a risk, a calculated risk, but a risk.
Oh yeah, that's what she says here, isn't it? Everything with my mother's a calculated risk.
Hmm.
Feeling the show's dialogue, it's just so good. There's
Yeah,
no
I
other
know.
way to say it
There is no other
sometimes.
way. No, absolutely not. She knows what she's talking about. It's her mother.
Oh, I did forget something. I'm so sorry because it's so quick. Like each of these scenes is so quick.
Hmm.
When okay, I think it's here. Very quick scene we're about to get. It's like a 20-second Vi and Caitlyn moment, but we see that they found probably is it coming up?
This is going
Okay,
down to the next one.
okay, so it's coming up. Let me. See, this is what I'm saying. My notes are good, but like clearly not good enough because it's just cut, 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 cut,
Hmm.
cut. Okay, so the next scene we get, these are all under a minute. some of them 30 seconds, is Echo and Jace and Heimerdinger taking a really fast,
Really
oh my,
fast.
really fast, and really long, very long elevator ride down, very far down to, that felt like a Dr. Seuss poem, what I just did there, very far down to the base of the tower where the Hextech teleportation occurs. So, first off, your ears are gonna not be happy with you, but that's just what we see in that scene. Echo's kind of like, whoa, like I thought it would be up top, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Is it bad that I'm so focused on the physics of that elevator?
I'd be a little stressed. Maybe it's using Hextech. That could be it.
Yeah, no, like my main concern is the starting acceleration and the ending acceleration. How badly they're gonna be thrown by if it does go that fast.
If
Because
it's,
once you get to that speed, you're fine. But
well,
like
maybe
it's
it
getting
takes
to
its
that speed.
time. It takes its
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
Hopefully,
Let's hope it takes its time.
that'd be funny if it's just like 3, 2, 1, rocket launches. Okay. So then this is what I want to talk about. I had it in my notes. It's a really quick, but Vi turns around and says to Caitlyn a line that is indicative of where she's at mentally. And I want to hear your opinion on this, SD, because up to this point, you've kind of been telling me, if I've been hearing you correctly, that you think Vi isn't fully believing this opinion she has that Jinx is, or Powder's fully gone and this is Jinx, right? And that part of her is still holding on to that. And then, contextually, part of your evidence for that is the fact that she does end up not letting Caitlyn take the shot. But we can get into that when it gets there because there's other factors involved. But here,
I think you're over my shoulder reading my notes.
no, I've spoken and I've listened. I've tried to be a good listener. But here, we get 30-second scene. We see, I think most people I know paused it here just to see what the doodles were. We got like Vander with holding Powder and Jinx. We see the colors, so we know it's them. We see doodles throughout the entire place representing traumatic moments throughout her life.
Yeah, it makes me wonder how long Jinx has been down here, or how much time she spends down here.
Well, we have seen, for just so you know, we have seen how quick she can do doodles.
Yes, absolutely. But these doodles seem so specific to Powder.
Yeah, but think, like, so I had the same minor critique when I was watching and she stole the Hex Crystal Sphere in episode 4 of season 1 because it was, like, so many beautiful doodles just right around, like, exploded quickly when she was trying to do, like, a stealth mission in and out. And I was like, huh. But it seems to be part of her character where this is... She seems like an artist. Like, honestly, yeah. I feel like you could just say she is an artist.
But my main thing about this is the reason I don't think that it's all of a sudden is because of the doodles that she chose. I mean, it could be to manipulate Vi, right? Or it could imply that there's some powder left still in Jinx.
Oh, I think there's still powder left in Jinx.
Oh, for sure. And I think we're going to see a lot of that in this entire fight scene, like the next 15 or 20 minutes or so of this.
Well, actually,
of the actual show.
I think this would be a good moment to... Let me open a link. You keep chatting. Wait, I got a screen block for this stuff.
Okay. But yeah, like, I mean, mainly, I wonder how long she's been down here because these doodles seem so specific to Powder, and like it's a Vander. It's either showing that it's been here for a while. I just saw the emotes come up. It either shows that she's been down here for a while and she visits this place frequently, or it's showing that she still has a lot of emotional attachment to Vander and to Vi, which either implication is, telling of Jinx's character, and I really like it. Yes.
Okay, so I wanted to show this because I talked about this last podcast thing, and this is, to me, why I think she is still somewhat Powder in there, because she's just so unhealed. And, like, I think Jinx swallowed Powder, and I think, like...
Swallowed Powder?
Like, sincerely, I think... The way I contextualize it visually in my head as, like, an abstraction of her person is the trauma has caused her to fortify and build up this shell, a strong, chaotic, really violent shell that is Jinx, that protects that little super small powder, like very small powder inside that shallow Jinx building. I mean, there are moments though where the Arcane makes the argument that it is fully Jinx, but this was a parallel. When I saw this scream, I'm like, this is what a child looks like when they scream and cry. You know what I mean? And this is exactly what she looked like. So I want to play it. Hopefully I don't accidentally blast the volume again. I'm so sorry about that.
Yeah, and
Do you mind if I play it real quick?
yeah, go for it, go for it.
Oh, copyright shit. The fucking, why is there music? Huh? Why is there music? It's like that scream there when it's like so. Yeah, there we go. It just feels so. I thank you for sending this to me. I really appreciate you finding this for me.
Yeah.
But that scream, that visceral, traumatic
It almost
loss.
seems like the same scream too.
So yeah, I don't know. For me, I still agree with you that she could be living within there. However, it's not that Jinx is not who she is. Like that is I think the wrong way to conceptualize it. Whereas she is Jinx in the regards to this is who she has become. But I think those those hopes and those sensitivities and the way that she wants to be still resides deep within her, I think.
Yeah. And I know I wrote this down somewhere, but I wrote down, or maybe I just talked about it, I forget. But I think a lot of the community sees like you were saying, like Jinx and Powder as these two separate entities, and I agree with you wholeheartedly where and I think Vi's doing the same thing, where she's trying to separate Jinx from Powder.
Well, because that's what even the characters are doing. Yeah, because hear me out.
Yeah.
It's a coping mechanism. Like how
Yes.
even the way
Yeah.
Silco presented it, it has to be two separate people because the second you don't view it that way, the crushing weight of everything you've experienced just comes crashing down on you. It's like it's really a defense mechanism to survive the brutality of everything she's endured. You know.
Yeah.
But
And I also see it as more of a protective shell. Jinx is a protective shell of Powder.
oh, before we go on, because I would forget this back here, this pillar. At the very end, the dinner scene when she's like she falls to her knees. Jinx is falling to her knees, and she's like grasping her head, and we see those three big embodied, the red one, the purple one, and the blue one. That's the same exact monsters there. I think one of them's Milo, one of them's Clagger, one of them's Vi. But some of the doodles are repetitive that we get. But yeah, it's neat to see that. So this scene though, very brief. Vi turns around and says to Caitlyn the line of, take the shot, which I'm gonna play out real quick. But beautiful. Like this is beautiful, by the way. The wind lady goddess thing.
Yeah.
Dang.
I absolutely love this entire set piece.
We have Vander here burning. Wait, is that this moment on the pillar in the middle, right?
Oh yeah, that's Vander dead.
I think that's what that
That's
like.
Vander after they crashed through the building, and then she was like laying by her body. Or by his body, because she realized that she's the one who did it.
But before we miss it, I just want to hear it because to your point, because your point is fair and valid to me still, I'm just not sure which way I lean yet. It's not as simple as I don't know which way you lean. But the way Vi delivers the line is equally as important as what she is saying. So I want to listen to her tone because maybe there is something in her voice that could add to your point. All right, let's check it out. Oh, you see dead Milo and Clagger.
Yeah.
If you see an opening, take the shot.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like, I mean, maybe that. I mean, I think that I totally think this is me just
Welcome
trying
back, Wolf.
for myself. Hello, Wolf.
Wolf's back to support you because you guys are on the same brain.
Yes, welcome back, Wolf. But but like I think this is totally me, like just over exaggerating it. But I do think that she sounds a little shaky here. I don't believe her.
Well, she doesn't
I
say it
never
with her
believe.
full voice. She whispers that last
Yeah.
part. She says,
Mhm.
you know,
And
with
if
her full
you see
voice.
the opening,
But also, back to what you said like 2 minutes ago, maybe it was purposeful. Okay, yeah, it was purposeful that Jinx wanted her to shoot, because like she even eggs her on earlier with
Mhm.
like shoot me, that kind of thing. So maybe the images were to evoke emotion from Vi rather than just
Yeah.
her getting it out of her system. I'm also imagining because Savika's there. I'm imagining Savika watching Jinx draw this stuff and like the conversation that they must have had while that was happening. Of like,
Oh,
girl, you got some trauma. You gotta like get it out.
no, no. Well, if you just tend to agree with me on quite literally everything that I've said so far. So
Did you hear anything I said, Stinker? Or are you just gonna talk with Wolf?
no, I was reading the chat.
Okay,
Sorry.
well, I'm gonna say what I said again,
Go
and then
ahead. I mean, I could
okay.
just stream, but
Yeah, you know what? Why don't you go join chat? And you know what? No sneezes for you, okay?
oh, whoa!
But basically, I was trying to say, Jinx was drawing these things, right? And she's with Savika. We know that, but I'm imagining Savika sitting there watching Jinx draw all these things, and the conversation that must have looked like. That must have been
Yeah,
so bonding and funny.
especially with how quick she must draw these things.
Yeah.
She is going from image to image. Oh, but ooh, there would be an awkward conversation when she was drawing the Vander pictures, especially the middle pillar.
Mm. Maybe Savika just kept quiet.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's listen to it one last time, because Vi kind of uses barely passes like with a whisper the last take the shot, whereas the other parts are a bit more full.
Kate,
Like that's her full void, Kate. You know.
if you see an opening, take the shot.
Take the shot.
Yeah.
Take the shot.
She sounds almost shaken about it.
Take the shot.
Especially right after seeing all those pillars too.
I don't know. She didn't sound shaken to me. She sounds
Not shaken.
certain to me. I feel certain. To me, she sounds certain. She sounds unhappy about being certain, but she sounds certain nonetheless. Like an emotional. I don't like saying this, but I am saying this kind of thing.
Okay.
Okay, I just broke my spine. Hold up.
Oh, that's good. No more walking for you.
Oh no, I don't want to become like Sallow. Grumpy and full of myself and
But rich.
but
Can't forget
rich. You know what's rich? Having a family and having friends. That's rich. Let's get deep, chat, for a second.
Let's get deep.
Having people in your life that add meaning and that you can rely on, and having food and a house. Oh my good. Now that right there, that's rich, okay? Having health, that is also very rich. Okay, thank you for joining my TED Talk. We are now going to join the Arcane video once more. Okay, so yeah, to your point, I think I can still see it a little bit, but I mostly am convinced that Vi is not on the side of thinking these things. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, Kate actually grabs her for a second and looks at her like, "Are you sure?" And then they just share like a eye to eye.
That I want to talk about too.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
So actually, play it for one more second. I want to see Kate's reaction. Right here. That, yeah. So Vi, when Kate grabs her, she looks very solemn, and as she walks away, like very, this is what we have to do.
Wait a second. I'm sorry. I have to interrupt you. Eric said Silly wants that Smeech life. Excuse me?
You absolutely do. I do not think he's wrong for a second.
No.
Oh. That is a sick reference, by the way, Eric. You're walking through the forest all alone. Your phone is dead. Shia LaBeouf. Do you know that? Nobody ever knows what I'm talking about when I bring that up. I feel like I've never been able to talk to somebody about. I love you, Eric.
Oh wow, you've abandoned Wolf for Eric? Oh damn. Okay.
No,
No, you
know
can't
the
have two.
actual? Do you know actual cannibal Shia LaBeouf?
Cannibal?
Cannibal.
What do you mean, like eating
Actu-
people?
Yes.
No?
Oh my god, you need to look this up. It's so funny. I love that video so much. It's so old, but I love it so much. That was like a childhood key memory for me.
Okay, well you have fun doing that. Yes. Caitlyn goes through a few
Okay.
emotions just in her face. We get to see that she goes from like feeling bad for
Yeah.
Vi, wanting to like give her a moment, and then like okay, actually digesting it, and then getting
But
to the I'm serious.
yeah, back to my point. Like it's very stark difference between the two of them. Like uh Vi seems very solemn as she walks away, like very like, we have to do this, like this is the mission, like let's do it
This
kind
is
of
the
thing.
mission. Yeah.
8 seems very
But
focused, and like I can almost see like the determination to
no,
just
no, no.
kill her.
Give her a second. Give her at least this literal, actual, physical second. Her eyes look they waver
They do look sad. Yeah,
a
they do.
little
They
bit
do.
here.
For sure, absolutely. When she looks, especially when she looks at Vi,
Hmm.
because she does she still wants to hold on to Vi. I do fully believe that there's still that love for Vi in there.
Yeah.
But right afterwards, she snaps back to attention.
I don't even know if it's a snap. You could see her like sink back into like the
Yeah,
tunnel vision, like that just
think
gets
maybe is
back.
a better
Yeah,
word
yeah.
for it. Yeah.
And then the eyes go down, and then it's
All right.
game time, baby.
Yeah. She even like shakes herself a little bit.
Nice transition too. Like, she goes from reloading her or readying up her Hextech gun to Jace like fucking open up his big Hextech hammer thing. I don't even know what I would call this actually. But you want to talk about the door at all, or are we just gonna say like door's cool?
Yeah, door's cool.
Okay,
No, I mean I don't have any.
door's cool.
Yeah, door's cool. Door's pretty chill.
It's low key a tropey door.
Yeah, it is for sure. But it's cool.
But it's a cool door.
It's cool.
It also feels like a pain in the ass to create.
Oh, for sure. I don't know. I mean, I guess they had 8 to 10 years to do all this, but like, I don't know how they had the time to do all this.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, when they have had the when we okay, let's just see what the inside looks like because
Yeah.
you need to focus entirely on how this part was created. It's so perfectly right. Yeah. All right. Here we are. Here we are. Welcome. Welcome to the computer simulation AI generator that we all are. This is it. This is the internal
Welcome.
matrix.
Welcome to the most complex scenes that I think we're gonna see, that we're gonna have to try to talk through somehow.
Okay. So, this is
Oh,
hmm,
quickly before I forget to mention this for like the 50,000th time.
okay.
Do you think either one of them remembers each other? Echo and Jace
Remembers each other from
from Act 1 of Season 1, when they were younger.
Jace saw Echo.
Yeah, remember? He scams him. He says, "Oh, he came in here, no hesitation, bought everything for like a bunch of gold. I charged him double." Little man.
Oh my gosh. Probably
Yeah.
not now. Absolutely not.
I wonder if either. I mean, I feel like Echo might, but I don't think that Jace would.
Nah. Well,
But either way, I'd be very curious to figure out if they remember each other at
that'd
all.
be cool. If that was you.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, it was just something that keeps popping in my head, but I keep forgetting to bring up on stream.
Okay, so to talk about this, I don't even know where to begin. It's a big sphere, and that's all I got.
Yep. Good call there. Honestly, great commentary.
Chat, can you help me out?
Um,
I did. Okay, I'll talk. Do you mind? For some reason, I'm echoing back sometimes from you. Just if you mind, like taking a step back or something.
I don't even know how you would. I don't have like a. I'll turn down my
Yes.
gain, but
Okay,
I
thank
don't
you.
know.
I think I'll just talk about my emotional reaction to this because it's a source of data of some kind. I remember thinking, wow, this shit's really round. um mechanically, technologically, advancement wise, this is really huge. I mean, I guess
Mhm.
I was astonished with the level of cleanliness. It struck me as almost it kind of gave me a institutional, no, like a
I
mentally insane kind of clean.
Yeah, and I really need to see this thing in action outside of what we see. Like I need to see this thing in proper action
Oh, you
because
mean like if it's sending something to teleport?
because I don't understand this thing at all.
Hmm.
Like I understand what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to focus that beam of light into the energy and then send it up. How? To where?
Up the tube.
Yeah, up to two, but then to where? Like if I want power in my hammer, how does that thing send it to my hammer? It's just sending it up a tube.
What do you? I don't think it powers anything other than teleport. I think this is just a teleport thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just the tower that we saw that was like shooting the blimps everywhere, like
Hmm.
across the map. I think that's this tower.
Cross the map.
Across the map, I'm sorry, video game. Oh my gosh, it kind of does look like a particle accelerator. That's a
Oh,
good comparison.
we're gonna see the Flash.
Oh no. It's very grand. My emotional reaction, she was like, I wasn't really expecting something like this. And then when we see the POV of how tiny they are in comparison to just one of these squares, oh my damn, this is
Yeah, this place is
large.
huge.
Huge. But, yeah. Cool? But, okay, this is the fingerprint thing I was talking about that he's gonna see in a little bit.
I was also so concerned for Echo right there. I thought he was just gonna fall.
Oh,
I
you
did not
didn't think
realize
that
it
was a
was
reflection?
Yeah, no, I did not. I thought he was just gonna.
Like, Echo, no!
Yeah, I was like, ah.
That's funny. Yeah, it's like given the moment when Darth Maul falls to his death. But the conversation dialogue here before we get into like the magical stuff is okay. So the magic is down here. What are all these tubes? Oh, these tubes are actually connected to our water supply and our air supply. This is why the tree's probably getting sick. And Echo's rightfully so, kind of criticizing Jace that, oh, so you guys didn't want up there to blow up, so it's gonna blow us. It would blow us up. And Jace is like, it's miles away from the fissures. And he's like,
Yeah,
okay.
as if something this massive would not create a miles long explosion. I totally think it would, and if it's underground, it's going to create some more impact than just blowing up that area. It's going to create a domino effect.
Mm-hmm.
That man is just lying. He just wasn't thinking about the Undercity when he made this, I don't think.
I see two people saying that they think this is glass rather than.
Yes, yeah, I do believe because like look at the gold paneling on the sides. It kind of looks like a glass
I
bridge.
think this is. I think this is there. I still think this is a reflection because it's wonky, and like it's also exactly the same as what we saw on the ceiling.
Yeah, but also like look to the sides of it and the way that he reflects off of it. It definitely is some type of glass that he's standing on because you can see his reflection underneath of it, and it's also much smaller than the one above them. Oh no, yeah, because like
That's
look at the
exact.
pipes extending out as well.
I think
The way
it's
that
the same. No,
hold on, I'm gonna look at the top one again.
that's what. Yeah, I'm scrolling through to try to figure it out because if it is actually underneath,
Uh,
because the
yeah,
pipes look the
above and
same as
beneath.
the way we saw just then in the ceiling.
Hmm.
I
The
don't think
most
this is.
the most
I.
stark
Sorry, go ahead.
the most stark difference I can see is there's runes in the one that we're considering. Let's call it the bottom one.
That's just
There's
because we
glowing
can
runes.
see down it because it's being
Yeah, yeah,
reflected.
but when they first come into the room, you can't see any glowing runes on the top one.
Yeah, because it's too deep in. Like we wouldn't
Is
be able
it?
to see it from.
It's practically right on the surface.
I will still stand behind this as a reflection. I
Like
don't
right there,
personally.
like that scene right there. You can't see any of those glowing runes. You would be able to
Yeah,
see at least a few of them.
you think
A few
so?
of the glowing. Yeah, for sure.
I
I
don't
think you'd be
know.
able to at least see a couple of them because they're right on the ledge.
I still feel like this is just really clean. Like it's a clean. I've walked on
I
fancy schmancy stuff like that before.
I think it's a big dome, like circle, sphere. Not a dome, but a sphere.
So then how deep would this go if you're suggesting this is underneath?
I'd assume that this would be the center. This would be the diameter, like the glass.
So this is only the thing they
Yeah.
traveled is only halfway?
Yeah, like I think it would be twice as big as this, but like half of it's above the glass, half of it's below the glass.
So did they drill underground? Because they're at they're at ground, now. So
Yeah, they're 200 feet underground. They said at least 200 feet underground, so they drove further.
so then it'd be like 200 more feet underground.
I believe. I mean, it depends. I don't know how far down they're going with that, or like what exactly that is supposed to
Like
do.
where to why would you? That's terrifying.
That's why I want to see this thing function so badly because I don't understand it.
Yeah, wait, no, that like makes it more confusing because my mind was like, oh, it just comes from the ball, goes up, and then whatever. Like my brain could kind of see that a bit more, but now my brain's like, what is happening in the center that's making it go? Like, is there extra energy maybe that they need to account for that goes down, or
Yeah, like a.
also, why would you do glass? My brother, like that's the dumbest thing. Okay, we're just gonna have this really big, super powerful magical sphere.
To be fair, we don't know if it's actually glass. It could be tempered in a specific way. Because there are a lot of different ways to make really powerful glass. Like, it doesn't have to be, like, shatter glass, for example.
Okay. Wow, that's, I guess,
But yeah, I definitely do think this is a bottom and top situation.
well, because then that, I guess, adds to, like, I like this imagery then of the idea of the tree and then this idea here of it being roots. And, like, this arcane tower going so deep underground that it is like rooted deeply in Zon the same way a tree would be. So like especially with the pipes and the tubes, I kind of like that. I like that. Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, nice catch. Thanks for correcting me on that. But yeah, I don't really know what. I now I agree with you. I do want to see it functioning. I'm curious.
Yeah, I really want to see this thing actually function.
Okay, so basically the criticism I was just suggesting, and then this is the thing I was talking about with the fingerprint that David might have been saying. I was thinking of it as like leaving behind this kind of here.
Yeah, by the way, this thing grows. I don't know if it's because of Heimerdinger reaching out towards it, or if it's because Kate activating her gun in the previous scene, or whatever. But this thing grows when Heimerdinger reaches out, like slightly. And I think that's what really set off the reaction. But that was just something that I noticed on my second watch through that I didn't notice on my first. I was curious about the implications of that.
LR or LP said, I wonder what came first. Did Victor receive the hex core idea after it got corrupted by the arcane, or did his blood corrupt the arcane? Like maybe the blood added a certain biological human element to it that it didn't previously have.
I think the blood came first because I want to say if the theory that everybody has been saying is true and it was Victor coughing up his blood and it dropped down here.
Wait.
Then
oh, you think that's Victor's blood right there?
Potentially. That's a theory going around. Back in episode 4, you know how he coughs on the railing?
Oh, yeah.
People think that it dropped all the way down to here.
Where is there a railing here though?
Wait, no, they would be way above, 200 feet up, at the top. That's where they were. They were. So people say that the blood, like a drop of blood, may have came all the way down the tube that's above them, and dropped onto the floor here. So I don't know how true that is. We haven't gotten it confirmed or denied yet, but I have seen that theory going around. And if it was that gave this corruption, because I believe that's what gave the original hex core the corruption.
Okay, so that's the way you're viewing it. I think I could.
Yeah.
I could see that. Yeah.
Because it gave it some kind of organic thing. Like I believe that the magic became organic.
Maybe the magic's trying to become a living entity, and we'll get a freaking Ultron.
You mean Victor?
Oh, well, I mean Victor. I mean, like just from nothing, just like a. So he reaches out to touch it. It looks very similar to the goo that Victor was in, and then we get like a pulse. Is the best way to describe it, which seemed. Oh, and then everything. Okay, the best way. This. my notes on this are Squidward. Anybody know what I'm referencing? Did you?
Squidward?
Squidward.
Yeah. The future episode.
Yeah, where he's in this grand white abyss. I was like, no
Yeah.
way, they're copying SpongeBob. No, I'm just kidding.
No,
Yeah.
as they should. Peak copies peak.
They weren't copying SpongeBob, but I immediately thought of Squidward, and then I started laughing. Yeah, weird. And then this is where stuff starts getting to the point of less literal interpretations or literal facts of what we know is happening, and then this is kind of from here on out. Yeah, like what do we think's happening? I mean, we might get answers later on, but at this point, it's kind of just hearsay. Unless you have something to cite.
Not for this scene in very particular. Maybe the future ones, but not this, because it jumps right back. So my next note is about this scene, so I don't think I have anything about that.
We will definitely talk about the functionality of this magic stuff.
Yeah, especially as we go later on.
Yeah.
Into the episode.
Alright, so we'll just leave that at that, and then we go back to Vi and Kate, and we see that Vi is approaching or walking through the area that she's in the middle, I guess now. What is this monkey one, by the way? On this pillar here?
Would that not be the symbol monkey? That
think so?
caused that caused Vander's death.
Oh yeah, maybe. It says PAL. That would make sense.
Yeah. The one that she put all the crystals into.
Mm-hmm. Okay. But yeah, so basically calling out, and then that's the name of the name of the episode, calling out Jinx. It's like, oh, you finally got that name right.
Mm-hmm. Roll credits.
What do you mean roll credits?
When you say the name of an episode or a show, you roll credits. You
Do
never
you?
heard that joke?
No, I didn't.
It would be like you wouldn't know this, but one of the audio dramas that I listen to is called Woebegone, and every time they say Woebegone, the theme music starts playing. He plays into it so heavily. But it would just be like I don't know. I don't know what shows do it. It was like an old sitcom
That's
thing,
okay.
but like yeah, you would be like you would say the name of the show and then the credits would roll. It was just a common joke. It was a meme joke.
They do say they do name their episodes well. I'd give them that. Okay, but I wanted to get to a part here. And what did you think, by the way, of the voice acting from Jinx?
In what sense? In what regard?
Like,
I mean, I watched
did
the
it
voice
stand
acting.
out to you? I guess to me it stood out. It stood out to me in like a particularly psychotic way.
Yeah, definitely. It feels more oh yeah. Yeah. It feels very dramatic. Like she's dramatizing herself.
Yeah, let's listen for a second.
Air running thin, but
Yeah, she's like she was first off, yeah, great voice acting as per usual, but she sounded calmer than I thought she would be, and she also was more unhinged than.
I was gonna say she doesn't sound calm. I'd say she sounds kind of insane. Very theater-esque.
Yeah, calm insane. There's like insane where it's like shaky and I don't know what's happening, like insane, and there's like insane of like I have a thing I'd like to accomplish and I'm going to do that now.
Is this her leaving her Harley Quinn arc and going to her Joker arc?
Oh yeah. That's a good way of putting it.
Then some wispy wind woman.
Yeah, the voice actor made interesting voice choices, and that's all I wrote down.
Now that I said it, I really hate to compare it to the Joker. This really does feel like the I don't know if you've heard this joke from the Joker, but the two men escaping prison and walking across a light beam. This feels very much like that story, the way he tells it.
Mm-hmm.
But,
it is,
yeah. Yeah, it feels very reminiscent of that, but
we can do this. We can make it through. Oh, this face here. I wanted to point out this drawing as well. This is the drawing that we see when she is picturing Vi with Caitlyn for the first time. I think this is when she's lying on the table with Singe after the explosion on the bridge, I'm pretty sure. And we see, or maybe this might be the face she sees when she's in the blimp for the first time and like messes up. But either way, this is
Hmm.
that yelling face she sees from Vi at some point in the previous season. So all of the drawings were either like the. I do have a video of like frame by frame where I broke down and like paused and snipped and edited all of those exact little doodles together of
Hmm.
Jinx because it was very interesting and there's some good art in there.
There is.
Yeah, so and we got what is this one here? Oh, that's her
That's
the
her
smoke.
running blue smoke. Aw,
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that scene.
She's
Really
basically
tight.
edging her on, trying to get her like, "Hey, come mess with me." I guess she can tell that she's doesn't know exactly where she is. And then when you first saw her, by the way, did you think she was doing a mirror illusion trick? Because I feel like
No, not at all.
no,
No, I did not.
I did instantly. I was like,
Really?
I instantly knew. I was like, oh
A
no,
good catch by you.
no, but I was like, Kate should know she's not there. But I guess it's interesting that it didn't like appear to that to you.
Yeah, no, not at all. I didn't expect the shot to work, but not in that sense, for sure. I expected her to be able to dodge it or somebody to interrupt the shot or something. But yeah, no, I thought she was there for sure.
Really, even with all the smoke and stuff. Maybe you know what you did tell me you haven't seen a lot of movies. I think it's because I've seen a lot of movies.
But
This
they
has
do the smoke and mirrors.
yeah, they do the mirrors trick. But yeah, I don't know. I was just like, oh, Kate, don't
Oh
shoot. You'll give away
no.
your position.
Wolf thought it was a visual trick. Damn.
You're not on the same
Damn.
wavelength. No.
Damn. I'm sorry, Wolf. I'm disappointing you.
Yeah, I was just like, come on, you're expecting something. Why would she be right there for you? She knows you're with her. With everything considered, I thought I mean, I guess I could see Kate being like trigger happy,
Uh,
but I was like, come on, like why would she just be standing right out in the open unless she wanted you to do something? That's what I'm thinking,
yeah.
and I'm not even actually invested as like for real, for real.
Quite a few points here. One, it's like Jurassic Park. Haven't seen Jurassic Park. Moving on. Second thing, her hair is mirrored too, is what LPR said. I did not realize that.
Hmm, nice
That's a very
catch.
good point. Yeah, that's a very good catch. I did not realize that.
It's like if most, it seems like the chat mostly was able to perceive it's a trick.
Yeah,
I
anyway,
just
I'm
don't
just
know
kidding.
why it wasn't perceived as a trick from, I guess, the people that would be most likely to know it's a trick.
Because me and Kate are the same wavelength, obviously. Both idiots.
No, I don't think it's an idiot thing.
Also consumed in the moment.
Yeah, that's fair. Like being too emotional, heart beating, adrenaline.
Yeah.
And
Especially
then,
seeing Jinx in front of her.
yeah, this with the line too, it solidified it for me. I just can't seem to die. I'm like, yep, like you're not actually there. Okay. And then there's a really beautiful small detail of a petal.
And
It's sorry, go ahead.
no, I
This
do
right
think
here.
right here, Vi does look away though. So I think she really didn't like fully look at Jinx. Maybe that's why Vi didn't catch it. I don't know why Caitlyn didn't catch it, but I think that's why Vi didn't catch it.
I mean, she was looking at her beforehand.
Yeah, she was, but I think she was like,
And
oh,
from
also like
here
it's in the original
into
part.
the walk, she was looking at
Mhm.
her.
The pedal's interesting though. I didn't understand the point of the pedal. Oh, I guess it relates back to Caitlyn before
What do you mean?
the pedals before when she's talking about when she's talking about when she's talking with Vi, I believe, at the fountain. How the petals seem to rise, like the petals rise and fall. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I did not draw any connections to that when I was actually watching this, so my thoughts are going to be very
Yeah, I think I pointed out like
accurate.
it was that rising pedal when Jinx, rising pedal for Caitlyn's mom, and then falling for Vi. So I mean, to me, this gives off the same energy as when Vander was holding Silco's neck, and Vander finally actually like died or was dying, and like the grasp was let go, and Silco took that big gasp of air, and he felt like metaphorically and literally not so choked and suffocated by that trauma, that demon that followed him around anymore. I feel like this was the moment with the petal falling where she could almost start relaxing because of it. You know what I mean? Like, this was a moment where if she could settle that inner grief, the inner trauma of what she's lost. But that's how I took it. I also took it as like a. I also. Sorry, go ahead.
Like the sniper breathing out moment, the petal falling to the ground. I could see the symbolism there.
It was a neat little detail for sure, but I was kind of confused a little bit where it came from.
Yeah, that as well. I do not know where that thing came from. If it is just purely meant to be symbolic.
Let's see what chat thinks real quick. Wait, we are getting to the petal. It relates to her thinking sequence, Cat's grief, question mark. Yeah, with Jace, she's talking about the Jace is swirling her mind. She's talking about Jace? No, she was saying...
No, with Jace. She was talking about Jace in that scene, not Vi. That's my mistake.
Okay. I was like, wait a second.
Yeah. In the scene where she's at the fountain, she's talking to Jace. I forgot who it was.
Yeah, and there's also the funeral with all of them around.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and then we have that there. It's really a quick little thing. Pretty easy.
By the way, Vi saying I'm sorry. I don't know if the I'm sorry was meant to be. It kind of gives that double entendre of like, is she saying I'm sorry that Keith's about to shoot you and you're about to die?
Absolutely.
Or
and also I'm sorry for letting you down.
Or I was saying, is it sorry?
Not or. It's and.
No, okay, and I'm sorry that you've become suicidal, and like in this way. Like, I'm sorry this has happened to you.
I'm sorry for everything that's happened to you, and I'm sorry that you're about to die. Yeah, I see that as well. But and then we see a bullet go behind.
Yeah, she doesn't want to look at it.
So, question. That was so close to Vi's head that I was thinking it almost seems like it was strategically set up to maybe try to get her to shoot Vi herself. Like, that was so close to Vi's head.
That is, now that you're pointing it out, that is very... Is that foreshadowing anything, do you think?
No. I don't... You don't think that's
gonna foreshadow anything?
Okay, that's so far off topic that I'm sorry. Like, no, I don't. First off, I don't know what it would be foreshadowing. I don't know. If you want to talk on it, go for it. But I don't really know what that would be. I'm not looking for something that crazy. I was just talking like it seemed like Jinx was trying to maybe, because it's not just like an optical illusion where she shoots somewhere else and like it just reveals her position. The shot is... I tried to pause it right before, but I missed. The shot is a foot, maybe? 12 inches away from her head? Yeah. So, I don't know. I wasn't sure if it was an attempt on killing her sister or not.
I don't think so, to be honest. I think it was just more of a strategic, like, misdirection. But I don't know. Now that I'm looking at this again, the imagery here is very...
What do you think it's foreshadowing? I'm sorry. Now I'm interested in hearing what your brain connected.
Caitlyn turning on Vi. Or, like, not anything that we've seen, maybe, but I feel like we're going to look back at this scene and realize that it was foreshadowing something. Because Arcane is just so heavy on their imagery and, like, just hinting at things as they go. A bullet that Caitlyn is shooting passing through Vi's head just seems so purposeful. It doesn't seem on accident that they have this scene right here.
So
like,
either really it's maybe Jinx did try to set it up to get Vi shot, or the writers purposely had it be this orientation because of the imagery. Is kind of what you're saying.
I think there's heavy imagery going on here. Like, I agree with who said that? Who said... Yeah, Wolf. I don't know if Jinx knew where Kate would be. I agree with that. Albeit, I guess, I mean, we have Isha looking down on them, so I guess she's kind of tracking where Kate was.
Well,
But
no, it was definitely to see where she would be, like see
yeah,
where
yeah,
she's
yeah.
at.
But like, so I don't know how heavy it would be just to get her to shoot Vi, but I do think that the imagery from the writers is definitely here.
Okay.
I can't say for sure what I think like what I think it's gonna foreshadow, but Caitlyn's bullet going right behind Vi's head and purposely making it look like it goes through her head is just
Mm-hmm.
scary. It's scary to me.
Yeah, it's not
Because
like
they
a
could,
pleasant
yeah, they could have had it angled so that it goes above her head, but it went straight through,
ear to ear.
ear to ear. Yeah.
Yeah, good point. And basically, yeah, we find out that's not it. And I was kind of disappointed in Kate for like immediately not realizing that that was a trick, and then that would be because she would be like they would know where she's at now. Like it just that she immediately goes to set up shop somewhere else, right? And I guess to me, I was once again low key disappointed in their ability to think like a one or two steps ahead, and like it's like a chess match. What's going on here?
Yeah.
And they're only thinking the next move ahead rather than two. And like I feel like if Ambessa was here, she'd be yelling at them for being dumb.
Yeah. This was not a strategic fight on their side. I feel like they let a lot of emotion take over here.
Hello, Nin. How are you doing? All right, but yes, I was kind of like, hey, why else would there be an illusion? I guess you could be like, oh, it's just Jinx. Jinx does silly tricks, but we know that Jinx is, I guess, not unwilling to. I don't. Okay, at this point though, do they have any inclination that she might be working with someone else, or do they sincerely think she is 100% a lone dog?
Yeah, I think so. I think they think that she's alone because they have no reason to think, especially that she would work with Savika.
Well, I guess what was confusing to me was they talked with the guy she wrapped up. What was his name?
And he did say they were heading. Didn't they? Didn't she? Didn't he? Or did he say that she was heading?
I don't know, but it is an important difference, right?
Yeah, that is a big difference.
Because if they really truly think it's just Jinx, then that would be why I guess they wouldn't think she's trying to flesh them out.
Do you want to go back to that scene really quickly?
Oh, I don't know. Is it worth it, chat? Is it worth
I
it?
think it's kind of worth it. I
But
can
we're
find the exact spot.
only halfway through!
Yeah, but we can take a little detour and then skip right back to where we are. We're at 21, basically.
Okay.
I could click back to it real quick.
I go for it. Click back to it. Oh wait! Don't click back. Wolf is gonna check.
Wolf is gonna check.
We're gonna continue on. Thank you, Wolf. You're the best. You're the best. Okay, because it just would make a big difference. Because it just feels intuitively like, even especially if she was raised with studying how to shoot, and we see her going through the forest and like kind of taking a crouching position. It would seem unintuitive for her not to know that that's what people would do to flush out a sniper or a shooter. Like it would be like, you gave your position away. That's probably something you'd learn pretty quickly in a school like that. So I'm like, she does move. Okay, so maybe that's account for it.
We have seen that they aren't. I mean, she's well decorated. She is very trained, Caitlyn herself, which is so like makes it harder to believe that she wouldn't figure that out. But it's also like we've seen that the enforcers are not very well trained.
I thought they said that she has a line. No, they have a line earlier on. They're like, "This is what our training's for." You know?
Yeah, this is what we train for. Yeah, but like, was that their training or was that the enforcers' training? Because was that Caitlyn training her team? Because if that was, you can only learn as much as Caitlyn knows.
I don't know.
And if Caitlyn doesn't understand that as a concept, you know.
If you said they, and then Kate never asked clarifying questions, that would be kind of a. I mean, but also even if they were so quick to be done questioning him.
Yeah, they were
so done. They could have tortured information out of him, which is like Yeah, which is like, and he wouldn't even need to be too tortured, right? Like,
No.
why didn't they question him more? Now that I'm thinking about it.
Exactly. Yeah. They were so quick to just like breeze past him and then send him to jail.
Yeah, Kate was like, you're gonna spend your retirement in jail. But couldn't they have found out maybe what Jinx has been up to, or like where she gets? I don't know. Like, just I'm trying to think if it would be reasonable for them to have not asked questions.
Yeah. I don't think it is. I think they should have asked a lot more questions. I think they went by that scene a bit too quickly.
I mean, I guess you could use the rationale if it was she was emotional. She like turns her back. Remember, she reloads her gun or like clicks her gun or something.
Yeah, just expecting it.
Yeah, she's like, yeah, we gotta keep going. Like we gotta get this mission done. So that could be it too. It's a direct link to. Yeah, I guess Eric's saying the same thing.
Yeah, like once once she figures out where Jinx was, it was just all right. Let's move on. Let's go.
Yeah, I guess, but someone there should have been like, "Yo, relax.
Yeah,
let's take a second."
Because especially in that moment, that was like, and she was the person back during the second arc of season 1 when she found that dude at the bottom of the airship. She was the first one on scene to start questioning him about every little thing, and then got cut off and got mad that she got cut off and couldn't interrogate him.
Oh, you could read it that way, I guess.
Like, and now she's the person saying, "Okay, that's it. Let's go. Like, we got what we needed."
Okay.
Like, it's very odd. It's a very stark difference between how she was in season 1 and season 2.
Yeah, so we see Savika with her arm. I found it kind of interesting that they put this here.
Both Bacon and Wolf confirmed that he was saying she, not they. So
okay.
I don't think they would know.
Okay. Thank you for checking. You guys are the best. I appreciate you. You get an extra sneeze. One extra sneeze. Also, I laughed so hard. Ho-hum, I don't know if you're still here, but on the way to the bathroom when I ended the stream, I was reading through chat, and he had said, the chat is covered in snot. Made me laugh, so thank you for that. Oh yeah, there's the have you gotten it on with Kate, you know, her laughing at her. We get the this moment of Jinx standing above Vi with the drawing she made of the moment that caused all of this to happen. What an interesting shot.
Yeah.
And then we go back to the Arcane shenanigans.
Yeah.
This is where it gets a little bit theoretical, but also awesome.
My immediate thought was, okay, is Echo correct here? Is that what the wild runes are?
And yeah.
Like, is it like the magic coming to life and like sort of speaking?
Well, okay, so this is definitely from all of the like the goo on the ground and everything else, like Victor's magic stuff before too. If anytime I see this design on something magic related, I have viewed that as like the wild stuff. But in regards to this actual entire entity thing, I don't know if that's like a wild rune, the wild rune, whatever this is, seems like the ultimate source of chaos. I'm not really sure. This is where I reside, actually. Inside is silly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is your home.
Yeah, this is my home.
This is what goes on in your brain. Just wild runes.
Yeah, I live inside of the chaos ball.
I'm curious, I find it interesting that you call it chaos and not wild.
I mean, wild and chaos are pretty synonymous. They're not exactly the same, but they are not like recklessly interchangeable.
Yeah, because I view wild more as not chaotic.
Wild, I feel like, has the inclination of being unpredictable, and chaos also means unpredictable, so I was just kind of using them interchangeably.
Fair.
I mean, it is pretty chaotic with how we see it interacts with the weapons. Like, I definitely would say that's a form of chaos at the very least.
Unpredictability.
Yeah, that's chaotic.
But I don't know if that's chaos.
Well, that's what chaos. Chaos, in my opinion, is like.
Yeah. I understand what you're saying.
What? How would you
just
define chaos? This is my last name
chaos.
you're
I,
talking about here, eh?
chaos I see as anarchy, as going
Anarchy. What does it have to do with the social idea?
No, like
I know.
chaos. Yeah, like I see chaos as like inherently bad, I guess.
You put a judgment on chaos.
I do.
Really, that's so interesting. That's kind of like a theological idea, actually. If you like
Hmm.
get down to the depths of it, there's like this idea that like God is like order, and then hell is chaos. But besides that point, I don't think in its natural state of existing it inherently is a negative. Otherwise, I don't think I would have named myself that. But
I mean, like, yeah,
go ahead.
I normally see it as a negative, just in my experience, and I see wild as what you're describing chaos as,
Mhm.
where it's more unpredictable than actually good or evil or good or bad.
I mean, 100% there's disagrees between the words wild and chaos, but
Mhm.
this to me is still chaos
Yeah,
because I feel like, okay, oh my gosh, I know what I'm exactly thinking of. Okay, talk to chat because I'm gonna pull something.
Okay, hi chat. How we doing today? You guys get up to anything interesting? You guys like this wild rune stuff? You know, I would like to talk about how they're standing side to side in size order. I didn't realize how short Echo was. It makes me kind of laugh. It's kind of funny. You know, they're vastly behind because of the delay, and then it also takes some time to type. So now I feel very awkward because I asked them a question and they can't respond immediately. But you know, here we are, guys. I have nothing to talk about right now because thank you, Eric. Thank you, Wolf. Yeah, I feel lost. You know, there's no real content to talk about here. Um,
Okay, I'm back. Thank you for that. I'm so sorry that was so painful for you. I will never do that to you again. But you just were like, oh my god, suddenly I don't know anything, but that's okay. This is what the ball reminded me of subconsciously, and I'm so glad that I pulled it forward because I think the purple stuff from the scene and also this movie with like the way it unfolds. If you've seen this is what this ball reminded me of. It's I'm just not sure if this is anybody will recognize it, but it's the live action Cat in the Hat.
oh, is that what this is?
Yeah.
I was like, this looks so familiar.
There's like something that they
Weirdly
unleash.
enough, this is a movie that I totally have seen.
Okay, but they like unleash something that causes all this chaos. Is it like the hat? What is it? I can't remember exactly what it is.
I have no idea.
Okay.
I've been so long since I saw this movie.
Then give me a second. Cat in the Hat. This is what the arcane magic reminds me of.
Yeah, it did.
Did it resonate with anybody else? Maybe?
Chat, does anybody understand this?
I could just be crazy, which is fine too.
Could be very silly.
Yeah. But I think the what?
Unleash the cat in the hat world.
Okay, I don't know how to defend this point at all, but I swear to you, this movie in my head lives in the same realm of Arcane.
Oh yeah. They're totally canonically connected.
Really?
The Cat in the Hat and Arcane for sure.
Okay, well, you know what? I'm glad that it's not like completely. I'm like a mess right now, but it's okay. If one person sees it in chat, then I'll feel happy. I'll be fine. Okay, so here we go. Let's just continue on. I
Cat
think
in the Hat, a League of Legends legend when.
I would watch it. I really like Jace's inflection here when he speaks, so I'm gonna play it out. But he says like, "I have no idea what this is," and he sincerely sold me on it. Oh, too early, my bad. But he says, doesn't he say, "I have no idea"?
Yeah. Is that a wild rune? I have no idea.
I have no idea what that is.
Yeah. That's
Which doesn't he? Doesn't he have every idea what that is?
no,
Did he see that thing like 3 days ago when he put it inside Victor?
no. It looked so different then. It looked more like the
I know,
actual
but
Hex cord.
yeah, but it looks like the same structural uh like basis. Like
Hmm.
it looks similar. Like as soon as I looked at it, I was like, oh, it's like the organic hex core.
So
But I understand him saying I have no idea what that is at the same time.
okay. Then we don't have to linger on it.
I'm just I'm just jabbing on Jace.
I also like the sound design of it. It sounds very organic and beyond this world. Yeah, so they start fighting, and at the same time that they start fighting, this Hex core thing, organic thing, is just making their anything Hextech related completely malfunction.
Yeah, kind of freak out.
Freak out, that's a good way of putting it. The one I wanted to get to that was kind of not bothering me, but worrying me was when it freaks out on top of Vi's gloves.
By the way, is Jinx's gun infused with shimmer?
Shimmer? I'm not sure.
The purple lightning going across her gun. Is that Jinx infusing it with shimmer as she shoots? Like, it looks very similar to how her eyes kind of have that same effect.
I mean, it was pink before when she shot. Like when she shot on the blimp in this episode 4.
Like, it had that same lightning? Okay.
I don't know if it had lightning, but I cousin didn't really tune into that, but it does have the pink.
Yeah, I'm curious to look back on that because, like, I don't know, it's the first time that I really noticed it.
It's definitely more. And also, you know what it could be? When she moved at the end, episode 9 with the shimmer, like when she had that quick.
Yeah, and she does it here as well.
Yeah, so I think it's coming from her.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like, is she infusing it with shimmer? Because it's coming off of the gun.
No.
Sure.
I don't think she's infusing it with shimmer. I think like the way she moves, there's those pink lines that come off of her, like at the end of episode 9 too.
Yeah, but here it's specifically coming off of the gun, which I
no. So it came off of her. I didn't pause it in time, and then like it swoops over to the gun.
No, but even okay, play it real quick. When she rips the gun apart, it comes out of the gun as well. And right there, it's on the gun. Like, see, it's still on the gun.
It has light. I mean? It has lightning, like a little like zappy effect.
That's what I mean. Like, I don't know what that is. It looks like shimmer, and I'm curious as to what that is.
I think it's too pink in my brain to be shimmer.
I mean, it looks exactly like, watch her eyes when she drops from the pillar. It looks exactly the same color.
Very interesting.
Yeah, I have no idea what it is. I have no idea if maybe
because the only thing is like my brain thinks of shimmer, it thinks of like goo.
Yeah, but like
there's green goo, but I don't see any pink goo or purple goo.
That's why I'm so like curious as to what.
Because I don't necessarily associate Jinx with Jinx being able to understand how to use shimmer. Like that feels like an exclusive Singed or like really rare people know how to effectively use shimmer.
Yeah, I'm just curious as to what this
is.
Even if it's not
No, but it has heavy implications. Like if this is shimmer in her weapon, then that would give her a leg up on a lot of stuff. And also, like, is she using shimmer at all? Because like she knows Silco did. She helped Silco put shimmer in her life. So I'll keep an eye out for it. Yeah, thanks for bringing my attention to it. I mean, I saw the pink and I was just like, yeah, she shoots pink.
Because you see the green goo come out, the chemtech.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, I'm just not sure if she's infusing it or if that's just an effect from it. Who knows?
Oh my gosh. Okay. Do we want to talk about why he touched it or why he was trying to touch it? We do want to talk about that at all?
He's curious. He's a curious guy. Heimerdinger did the same thing like literally 30 seconds ago. Just on a smaller piece of it.
But like, okay, this thing looks ethereal and like you're now in a white infinite space.
Yeah, why would you realistically look around at your surroundings and try to figure out what's going on? Why?
I have a note about this. Before I forget, before someone in chat takes it from me and claims that I read it. His hand does
Goodbye,
a
Wolf.
no wolf no.
I
Okay.
have to drive somewhere.
Oh, well, be careful driving. I always loved listening to people while I drove because I had to do a lot of driving. I did like a. That's how I think I got interested in a lot of podcasts. Because
Me too. That's how I got interested in audio dramas.
okay, but before anybody in chat takes it, his hand when he first picks up the smooth version of the hex crystal, like the perfect sphere, you guys helped point out to me when we were doing this in Discord that his hand moves and it follows and tracks that sphere in a way that there's no other shot in Arcane that does that. That is like really unnaturally and eerily smooth. Maybe I can grab that, or you could grab that because it is.
I have no idea what scene you're talking about.
Okay, maybe I can find it. You guys ready for loud clicky clacky keyboard?
Oh yeah.
Okay, but
I'm not, but
the hand is smooth, or the round hex crystal.
Round hex crystal.
Reveal. I know you guys love the clicky clacky. Don't even lie.
It brings up a great point. Bro, you're in the infinite space of white. The magical thing is in front of you. What else could he possibly do?
What other option? You have one dialogue option. That's literally so true.
Just touch the crystal.
I would start praying. I don't know. Fortified hex crystal.
Wait, did they swap positions? Hold on. Okay, so while you were on your little escapade and I was bantering with chat, I said, look, guys, they're in size order. It goes
Yeah.
Jace, then Echo, then Heimerdinger.
I like that too.
and then now they're opposite order. And now Jace is right next to Heimerdinger.
Are they?
Was that it? Yeah.
Did he find like a
right in that
small
scene.
canonical error?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow. Look at you.
That's crazy. You know what? Yeah, leave me with chat more often. We're figuring this out.
I'm still looking for something, so should I leave you back to talking, or is that gonna...
I have nothing to talk about. We're just staring at
Okay.
Jace.
Just staring at Chase's. Look at that hand, though. That's a nice hand.
A nice hand.
A nice hand. I just feel like it's important because it's I don't know, it's magic and we don't have much else to go off of. So the fact that I have anything to go off of, I'm proud of. Okay. So this is when we get the.
Yeah, true. He did have a second dialogue option that he took later. He could either touch it or he could smash it.
Oh yeah. Touch it or smash it.
Both. It's both eventually, but
or do nothing. But when you hit do nothing, it's actually like click back into the dialogue, and you have to do.
Yeah. It's just like you could walk away, walk around, and then you have to come back to that dialogue to continue the story. So he just decided to continue the story.
So here is like this is the first and only other shot where we get a smooth camera follow perfect. And I think this here was to show like how perfectly round it was, and it really emphasized the majestic, holy shit nature of what they've created. This right here. Like once you've noticed it, thank you to whoever pointed it out to me. It is really hard to unnotice the peculiarity of this for Arcane. They don't traditionally do follow shots like this. They, like move the camera in a...
I see it now.
Mm-hmm. I'll play it one more time just in case anybody...
Yeah, the camera's not still there. The camera actually follows and pans.
Wait, the camera follows sometimes. Like we have moments where camera follows,
yeah.
but it's like a round following.
Yeah. It keeps the stone in center frame the entire time.
Correct. I feel I noticed a same tracking that was present in, I could again be reaching, but I don't have much to go off of. Here, I felt the same fluidity. But it felt like it followed his hand in a similar way that was... Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just a big... I can't believe you noticed that they switched spots, by the way. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah. I'm pretty like I'm 99% sure they just swap spots.
Well, they are in the magical goo area. That's everything's going crazy.
Yeah,
So.
because Heimerdinger on Heimerdinger's right now. And then they go back. When it goes to the above shot, they go back.
Yeah, it's definitely the magical goo stuff that's making them go crazy. So.
Huh.
Yeah, he decides to do the touch it dialogue, and then touch it, and then his stuff starts becoming a little wonky. That's where we get the Dr. Seuss, the cat in the hat.
Oh, now I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Now I'm connecting it. Yeah. I had no idea what you were trying to say before that. Now I have every idea what you're trying to say.
I don't know how to articulate it, but it's there.
Yeah, I also don't think you showed the best scene for it.
I honestly didn't couldn't find, but I just was trying to show the chaos.
You don't want to leave the chat for that long, you know.
No. Yeah, you were drowning in that one, so I didn't want to.
Yeah, I'm just drowning in the fame, you know. I can't have all eyes on.
You know what? Booting you off.
Oh, whoa.
Bye.
Whoa.
I'm hiring, guys. I'm looking for someone who's Okay, so I wanted to talk about this commotion, this chaos, because her hands are in these gauntlets. So Caitlyn drops her gun, which makes sense, but the gauntlets are going crazy. Yeah, but the hands are in the gauntlet, and my brain was like freaking out, trying to compute if her hands would be like bloody or broken boned, or like if they were teleporting around too. So
yeah, I feel like what makes the most sense would be like that they're teleporting around as well. They're phasing in and out of existence. I mean, that would make the most sense, unfortunately. But yeah, I do agree that it should affect her hands in some way.
I just found it like be painful. That's all.
Yeah,
or something.
Like physically painful more than magically painful, I guess.
Yeah, like I don't know. I can't physically comprehend or imagine what that would look like or feel like.
I love that scene right there. That's another trope that they completely broke.
Which one?
Where Kate bites her hand. That normally in every single movie and show that I've ever seen in my life, biting the hand is a quick way to get yourself free from like a killer's grasp. It works every single time. They bite them, they're like, oh, and then they run away. And here, Kate bites down so hard, and Savika just smiles and laughs at her. She said, "You really thought that was gonna work?"
I mean, yeah, I guess because
that was so funny to me. And it just shows the desperation from Kate too.
She fucking grinned, actually.
Yeah, she smiled. Went, okay, good try. NT.
I do think it hurt her a little. It's gotta.
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
But I also think she's kind of into it.
So the lyrics are kind of neat to see too. Every sin will be forgiven. That barely.
Now I know a lot of people had issues with that, with how convenient the timing was for the glitching to stop so that Vi could dodge that.
Mm-hmm.
Hear me out on this.
Oh boy.
If you've ever played Smite or League for that matter, or really any game like that, where timing is extremely important and a second can make that difference.
Are you saying because this is a League character, they should have League timed?
No.
Oh.
Okay, no. I was saying if you've ever played like a game like that, like my experiences in Smite, for example, because I don't really play League, but my experiences in Smite are like I will get out of an AOE attack milliseconds before it would have hit me. Milliseconds. Like I've had so many picture perfect moments like that in my life. All of my friends have. Every single person who's played those games, once you get like to that certain level, you're going to have tons of those experiences. I don't feel like that's that unrealistic. I feel like it's a desperate dodge, and she barely got out of the way in time, but she put all of her willpower into getting past that dodge. The glitching stopping at that exact moment, sure, it's a little convenient, I guess, but I've also seen so many situations where that convenience like exists in real life. Like I don't find it that unrealistic, is what I'm trying to say.
I guess for me, if I were to try to like help or not help. I see what you're saying. I agree that like there are close calls, and she really does haul ass to not get blown up by that.
Yeah.
But the difference is that's a video game, and in this case, if she failed, she would be so dead, and the credits would roll.
But yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, there have been times of that, like, even in real life too, where people have dodged things by like absolute centimeters. And like, call it what you will, but it's just coincidences like that do happen.
I don't
I
think
don't.
it's glitching. So Mingo point out the eyes are changing color, but they're changing in color in like a very succinct, like rhythmic way, which doesn't lead me to believe it is a. But unless it, okay, let's watch the eyes of this shark gun. Maybe I have to go back further.
Yeah.
Like, where
Unless
do
you
we
just-
see the eyes?
I think it would be right here.
Because it's not really glitching in the way the other ones are. Because I do associate blue and pink with powder both, so I wouldn't be surprised if her gun like does.
No, yeah, I do see it kind of blinking.
I see it blink, but to me it doesn't feel like it's sporadic
because-
enough in comparison to everything else that has this
It doesn't-
going on.
Yeah, it's like blinking more than glitching.
I wouldn't take that as a glitch. But okay, hear me out. Even if we do even if we do want to say it's glitching, like I think this would then be a knock against the pacing, which has been a pretty interesting discussion so far because I don't think an average viewer would see this. I don't really still see it as glitching. And then there's so much going on. We're cutting back and forth between the arcane, the fight, and then within the fight itself, we're getting cuts between different characters. Like, to be able to follow that happening and, like, understanding that that's glitching when it's not as obvious as, like, the other weapons would be, like, a knock against making sure the audience can understand what's happening. So it's either it is glitching, which helps the rocket miss, or not fire sooner, or it is Vi getting out of the way conveniently in time.
I also just had a thought. I'm curious what you would think about this. I mean, you could just call me bullshit and like I wouldn't really
Okay.
care. Because this is completely going. If I do end up believing this in my own head, I don't even know if I believe this right now. This is completely just headcanon. Do you think that so the way they kind of try to explain the way that Echo and Jace try to explain the magic is it's kind of like a push and pull. So the more that they push on the magic, the more pull it gives, right? Or like the more it takes away. Do you think because Vi and Caitlyn use their crystals so often that they're experiencing more of the glitching? Meanwhile, Jinx has only ever used this rocket once, and this is the second time that she's really used it. Maybe she's not getting the heavier effects of it.
Yeah, because she does have her weapon does have a problem, right? Eventually.
Yeah, eventually.
So.
But it's only once as compared to Vi and Caitlyn constantly glitching out. So do you think it's like wear and tear kind of
From
thing?
how like overused? Because they did suggest the idea earlier about like the more you use something, it act, or like the more you the whole why it's damaging the tree, like overuse of Hextech.
Yeah. Like the more you use it, the more it would hurt. Like every action has a equal and positive reaction.
But yeah, I mean,
So,
I guess it's
completely headcanon, but like
it looks cool.
Yeah,
It
it would be
looks
my
cool.
bullshit way of explaining it.
I can see both perspectives. I mean, it's a fight scene, so I mean, there's inevitably kind of where everybody's trying to kill each other, everybody's trying to stay alive. So I guess the harder you're fighting too, the more likely you are to fucking almost die. But I guess the fact it was like that wasn't necessarily in her control. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
It was like a micro moment of the fight from episode 1, right? Like when they just get in time. So I think maybe you're scarred a little by that.
Scarred a little by what? I'm sorry.
Scarred a little by that?
No, by repeat your previous sentence.
I don't remember what I just said. I'm sorry.
Nice.
Wolf has become a ghost? What?
Oh.
There's something to be said that the gloves are constantly pulling from the crystal for energy, thus the glow, whereas the rocket only seems to use a crystal when fire. Yeah, that would make sense. I
Yeah,
can see
that's
that.
true. And same thing with Kate's gun. When she walks into the building, she activates it, and the crystal like is shown. so it could be constantly active at that point. Like it's like taking the safety off.
Yeah, here we go. Oh, well, I just got a frame where Jinx is not alive anymore. She's...
Oh, my frame is not the same.
Oh my gosh, we'll check the stream.
Yeah, I will.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's not terrifying.
Oh.
Like, that's actually kind of scary.
That is terrifying. You put her in her ethereal form.
Yeah.
Imagine that thing chasing you down.
With like a long... It reminds me of the... If you guys have seen the movie on Netflix called Spectral, it's a good fun watch. I'd recommend it. It's not anything particularly grand, but it's like, it's a good fun watch.
You're not gonna believe this. I haven't.
I don't think it's like a particularly like famous movie or anything.
I know, I'm just saying I haven't.
But yeah, spectral people kind of look like this, and it reminds me of it. But yeah, that's terrifying. Okay, so let's see her explosion. Let's see, because we were just talking about that. She goes to use it. Oh wait, I forgot we cut back. Oh my goodness, we cut back. We get like an infinite. We get an Ant-Man scene, but
And then
cooler.
all of a sudden he uses the hammer and touches the crystal again.
I didn't learn from the first time.
Yeah, try again. until it only gives the smash it as the only option. By the way, Echo's jump here is so funny to me.
Really?
The way he's standing still and then all of a sudden goes, "Ah!" It was so funny to me.
It almost
the
like he
first
was
time I-
afraid, right, of what
Yeah.
was happening.
Like it's just like he was doing nothing. He was completely inactive, and then all of a sudden he just jumps to the side. It was just very sudden. It felt like a very wacky movement, especially with his arm upwards.
Yeah, I see it.
Whoa.
Okay, so let's go and look at the way this... Because if Wolf's theory is kind of correct, the fact that it's... Whoa. The fact that it's using so much power, because it's like a bigger, heavier weapon, could be why it explodes to such a grand degree when it's malfunctioning.
Yeah. It has to pump out so much more energy, and therefore that's a bigger give and like push and pull.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. Lot. Even the ball itself was kind of freaking out. What other notes do I have? Let me see.
Is this where my note comes in?
Like, they were really trying to kill each other. Like, I think that's
Yeah, they-
important to note. I think it's important to note that, like, they at certain points in
were
this
really
fight, Jinx and Vi were, I'm ready to kill my one sister.
Yeah.
Now the kid notices. And it
Mhm.
seems to be like going into action now. Also, can I just talk like a unimportant point potentially to me? But I think it is. It's gonna get a little philosophical and maybe not doesn't mean anything to anybody. But I didn't really necessarily recognize this kid right away as a female. And recently I watched an anime called Dororo, and I'm not really a big anime watcher. I've watched 3 animes, but Dororo, there's a character in there where the gender is ambiguous, and I'm not gonna spoil more because I do really recommend watching it, and there is a video I have coming out about that.
Yeah,
But
very good show.
I have been verbally corrected on the gender of this child 3 separate times now, which is like an interesting thing to me because I want to talk, I guess, briefly about if it does change anything meaningfully if this kid is a young girl to Jinx, like the relationship versus a young boy, or if this character design is supposed to kind of be a bit more ambiguity, whatever that word is that I can't say. Ambiguous? No? Close enough. Hopefully you know what I mean.
Sorry. I'll be right back. I think a smoke alarm's going off. I'll be right back.
No! Esty, don't burn down! No! What do you mean? No! Okay, so I guess I will be looking for someone new to hire. So I'll be taking applications later. Hopefully everything works out for him. He's secretly a firefighter, so he'll be fine, guys. Don't worry about it. But yeah, I don't know. I would love to read through and hear your opinions on it because two of the corrections were quite friendly. I think they just wanted to let me know that this person was in fact a female, but the third person was a little bit more aggressive about this correction, and I did inquire partially, and they do think it makes a difference. The fact that this young person is a female and like makes it more likely that this person would cling to Jinx, and I don't know if it's one of those, I guess, more ideological political ideas which can get messy, but for me narratively I was completely content with not knowing if this was a young boy or a young girl. But then I do see the perspective of it's important that it's a young girl because it's just like how she was, or like paralleling her own childhood trauma, or the motherly kind of big sister, little sister, Vi, Jinx, like that whole thing. I guess I kind of was also a little bit excited for the idea that this was a little boy that would be interacting. You didn't die!
Yeah, I didn't die. I'm good. I just don't want to interrupt you. I've been here for like a minute now. You're just going. Yeah, I didn't die. Don't worry. Smoke alarm is off now. Yeah. I
That's
hope it was
good.
just a. We said it was a loose battery, or I said it was a loose battery. I I don't know if it was. I'm gonna hope that it was just a loose battery,
Okay,
and pray that I'm not actually dying.
that's good. Well, hopefully you
Yeah, I
don't
didn't see
burn
any
down.
smoke, so here's to
Actually,
hoping.
I'm gonna tell Chad about a cool little story of yours real quick.
Oh,
So, finally convinced Etsy to watch Arcane, and the next day after finishing season 1 of Arcane, a cat named Jinx keeps showing up to his house. Isn't that the
yes.
coolest
It
coincidence
is
ever?
it is so cool. I actually dropped a couple pictures of her a few days ago in the chat, or in the Discord. I'll drop more, but she's so cute. She keeps coming back too. Her name is Jinx. We love her so much. We didn't even know her name was Jinx at first, and I think it was quite literally the first day that I started watching Arcane was the first time she visited us. And then after that, like 2 or 3 days later, is when we found like actually realized that there was a name on her collar, and her name is Jinx. It's so cute. I love her so much. She keeps coming back too. She's been here every single day since. So yeah, I think I was destined to watch Arcane.
I think so too.
So
But I don't know. I just went on a little tangent about this, if like, because Dororo was really inspirational in regards to pushing what, like, narratively how much it matters, and kind of does make a commentary on if it matters the gender of a young child that's trying to survive. I mean, I think
yeah,
you've seen it, so you would
yeah,
know. Um,
yeah.
but I think there's something to be said. Oh, I forget who it was, but earlier on in the rewatch, there was a lovely Discord chap that was talking about the way Vander treats Milo and Clagger versus the way he treats Powder and Vi. And I do think there is a discussion to be had about
Yeah.
the expectations of, especially in the undercity, especially where there is more extremes, and I don't know. I as woman, as a woman, it's just like it's something that you occasionally see here to there. I'm not going to preach, don't worry, but it is a near and dear topic, and I just love to talk about it and see what other people's opinions are. So thank you, Game,
Yeah.
for sharing your opinion, and
Um,
everybody else too.
we could get into the nuances of like specifically Vander with Clagger and what's his name?
Milo?
Milo. Jesus, God, that was hard. Okay. But yeah, we could get into like the nuances of that, but also that goes more into, I believe, first of all, the relationship that Vander has with Vi and Powder
Mm-hmm.
compared to those two, as well as he sees them all differently. He sees them as the roles that they're fitting into. With like Vi being their leader, with Powder kind of being the trouble child, with Clagger being the more smart one that he can trust. Like he sees them for what they are, less than I think their gender.
Yeah,
Weirdly
yeah.
enough.
No, but I just I was only bringing it up because I can make a connection. I don't want to linger on it too long.
Yeah, I don't want to linger on that part too long.
Well, you're lingering on it, so that's why I'm moving us along. All right, so this shot, hella cool.
Whatever.
No, we're just gonna move on. We're just gonna move on.
All right, whatever. Oh, I want to talk about it. It's interesting to me.
No.
As soon as you start talking about it, let's move on. All right.
No, because you're duck. Okay.
Let's move on.
You're being a bit too mean. I'm gonna cry.
I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you. I want to talk about it, but I also want to get through this episode, okay?
Yes.
I want to eat dinner. I want to eat some dinner. I want to go eat Jello.
I think this quite literally has been the longest stream.
I knew it would be. It's episode 3. So we're just gonna power through, okay? We're just gonna power through.
Yeah,
but it does look painful, doesn't it? Like, doesn't it look freaking painful? That this is happening to Jace?
Is it weird that I kind of want to try it?
No, I want to try it too. I'm not saying that it's not.
I kind of be, you know, I want to see what this feels like. I don't know if it hurts. I feel like I could take it, you know.
I mean, I know we're already both masochistic because we're both rock climbers, but it is what it is. But yeah, we get I actually struggled to pause on this when I was watching through. Such a brief little quick moment of him with the Arcane experience when he was a child.
Mm-hmm.
And then there has been theories that this is potentially maybe Victor, but
maybe Victor.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know, if that's true, that would be the only scene that Victor has in this entire episode. Wait, can you go back to that? The mage with his hand.
Listen, I've tried to freeze on these things to see it on my own time, and I got so frustrated I just stopped trying.
I could do it if you want.
No, I got it.
If it freezes the same for you.
Don't worry about it. Well, I'm a pro.
I'm sure.
Got it. Look at that. Bingo bango.
Well, you didn't get it from me, but that's okay.
So,
wait for the stream to catch up.
I think in the original shot of this, wasn't it the world that he was holding? What was he holding, chat, in this palm? He was holding something in his palm, right? Or was it empty? Because we do get this shot when he is transported the first time, when he, like, that whole scene happens.
I mean, if he was holding anything, I feel like it would be the crystal more than it would be this, right?
Oh yeah, I also forgot the butterfly thing. Yes. Thank you.
Butterfly thing?
It's gonna be so hard to pause on. I think it's a second before this.
Oh, the butterfly explosion.
Yeah.
You were paused on that for me a minute ago, but I asked you to go back.
Yeah, because listen, I was about to talk about it, and then guess what? You asked me to go back, you stinker. So,
yeah,
100%. You know,
I just want to drag this out, you know?
You should have burnt down, now that I think about it. I'm just kidding.
Wow!
I'm kidding. Okay, but yes, I thought this was like a Rorschach test at first, because it looked like a scary moth butterfly to me, and then I was like, oh, maybe it's just a nice butterfly.
Maybe it's a nice butterfly.
Yeah.
It could be hinting at the butterfly effect.
That could be it too.
What unforeseen consequences will this have? This action will have consequences.
It just reminded me specifically of the butterfly / more moth fire, the thing that blew up on the bridge that killed Marcus.
Yeah.
I got the hiccups. Oh no.
Oh no.
But
not on stream.
What other butterfly? I think there's one other instance we see a butterfly in this show, but I can't recall at the moment. Shit. Well, but yes, butterfly is here. So look at its cute little eyes and its little mouth.
Yeah, it is very cute.
Wait, I need to zoom in on that. I must. What is zoom in again? Zoom in is Control plus. Where's the plus button?
Control and scroll wheel up.
Look at that. Look at how he's got little kissy lips. He's like, so cute. Love him. Okay, we continue on. Chat just wants us to go slow. They're like, just stop on every frame. So there's like 50 little sphere domes for a second. Then we cut back to the fight. The weaponry is still not cooperating, which is kind of like working to their advantage, and then sometimes
Yeah.
working to their disadvantage.
Specifically working to Kate's advantage here. Because, and I think that's because of the scars that Savika has.
Mm-hmm.
And like I was wondering if, so obviously it hurts Kate to hold that gun, right? But I think it hurts Savika way more because it's interacting with the scar she has in her face.
Interesting.
Like I think she's imbued with some type of magic that's reacting to the glitches as well.
I thought
She's floored on the ground after this. Like she's out of commission for the next bit of the fight.
out of commission. I like that. I like how there was a punch through the wall of happy powder and.
You just got such a great. Hold on. Don't unpause. I have to equip this.
Okay.
Oh no, I don't have HDR. Oh, I don't.
I'm
have
sorry.
HDR on Chrome.
But yeah,
Oh.
they punched through the pillar with the happy version of them, which
Oh,
kind of,
I can't.
symbolical. And I don't have to hopefully point out as to why. Caitlyn is pretty messed up though. Maybe you could just say she's enraged to the point of where, like, so determined.
Also, Savika still has the magic going across her body, and she's still like completely out of commission. Like she's in pain, but I think that's more from Savika's punishment than anything. Like more than the magic. Like the magic still seems to be affecting Savika more than it seems to be affecting Kate.
Oh, okay. Thank you for pointing out where the other butterfly was. After Jace gets transported to the green... Yeah, that's right. The butterfly is after he gets transported to the green prairie. Like, after the storm. Bye, game. Have a good sleep.
Bye, game.
Okay, so Jinx loses a finger, and the finger's, like, glowing blue because it gets shot off with the new special gun that Caitlyn has. This is... I really want to get moving because there's so much. On a religious. Sorry, go ahead.
No, sorry. No, you can go ahead with religious. I was just gonna make a joke.
You can go ahead with religious. Well, I liked this a lot in regards to it being an altar of some kind. Or at least that's how it felt to me with the lighting and it being at the front of this room, and the fact that Jinx is laying down, it almost felt like she was a sacrifice. I just thought it was pretty strong leaning or recommendation to think that, but I also think maybe you have to be predisposed to some religious ideas to think that, but I'm not sure.
No, this does give very... I mean, I'm not very predisposed to religious ideas, and this does give very heavy religious vibes.
Okay.
Especially because of the context of the building that they're in.
Mm-hmm, like the mythological thing we were talking about.
With the Wind Lady. And the story that she gives in the beginning of this. I feel like there's actually a lot of religious undertones in Arcane. I've seen a lot of people talk about Victor as a reference to Moses, if you want to get into that at all, but I don't know if you want to.
Well, we should have in last episode. I mean, but he is the
I
Messiah. It's not just Moses, though. I mean, like, there's a lot of figures.
His entire story. Like, somebody explained it, his entire story is Moses. From beginning to end. Do you want me to get into it?
No, do not.
I was gonna say,
please.
Do
not.
You want to go make Jello?
I want to go make Jello.
But yeah, I encourage people to look that up. It's very cool, the parallels between them.
Why don't you link it in the Discord after the?
Yeah, I'll try to find it.
But yeah, so she says it had to be you in regards to like taking her life, and then kind of looks up at like the ceiling, not particularly at Vi, and is accepting and ready for death in this moment. And this is what I wanted to talk about. This really broke Vi for a second, and she's kind of confused and realizing that Jinx has given up on herself. But then she does, in my perception, actually wind up to punch to kill. Which is important, because in 2 seconds, she's frustrated, quite frustrated with Caitlyn for trying to shoot Jinx. So,
but I also think that the fact that she saw somebody have the emotional attachment to Jinx still, like this, is what just completely shook her out of the Jinx mindset. Like, I think this is right here, her breathing, shaking her head, is her convincing herself one final time that this is not her sister anymore. This is not Powder. And then when she sees this kid come up, she's like, oh, sees that, her entire philosophy just changed in that moment.
Or I guess I didn't read it into that as much. I read it more as like you're gonna accidentally shoot the kid if you try to take that shot.
But the look in her eyes, I don't know. I guess I'm reading it from a very biased opinion because I really like this storyline for Vi in my head. But like I did really read this as like her second guessing herself at this point.
Well, yeah, I can see her. I see her more as confused, trying to understand the relationship, like very quickly trying to make calculations of what's happening. And then this here is a bit when I think what you're talking about might have occurred a bit more, that emotion in her face.
Yeah. Also, by the way, Scram Kid and then immediately hugging the kid was so funny to me.
She didn't hug the kid hugged her. She's trying to get the kid off.
Look at the way she puts her hands. You think she would be pushing on her more than grabbing her back.
She is pushing her. She's actively trying to get this kid off of her. I promise you that. Yes.
Look at the way her hands go. Her hands go on the back of the kid's shoulders. I feel like that's not pushing, that's pulling towards you.
What are you?
Like, at first she's trying to push, but as soon as she says Scram Kid, right after that, and the scene after that, she looks like she's almost hugging her.
No, she's trying to pull her off. That is her trying to pull her off.
Watch when she goes off when it's Vi in the shot, and you see her in the background.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought you were talking about that, but
no, like right here. So,
no,
like Scram Kid, and then no, watch.
She's a child.
No, she's definitely trying to get her off of her. Dude, come on. Okay, you could be fucking crazy 99% of the time, but when it's like actually happening, come on. You gotta be like, that wouldn't make any sense.
It's funny to me that it looks like she's like her. But if she's probably not. She's
not. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna find you, I'm gonna hop on top of you, and then you're gonna try to get off of me. And then I'm gonna show you why pushing in that direction is actually helpful when you have someone like clinging to you that way.
I feel like Jinx could push her off if she really wanted to. She's got that power.
He also just got fucking blasted several times and like punched around.
Get away from her, Kate. Move, Scram, kid.
Like, she's very frustrated with this kid being on her. I think Jinx wanted to die in this moment, and this kid was getting in the way of her dying. Because it's like, I don't think this kid...
She definitely did want to die. She wanted it to be at Vi's hands.
Yeah, so this kid is frustrating, she's getting this kid off. So, she's like fighting, wrestling this kid. That doesn't mean there can't be what? No, conflict. If you're... Conflict what? What are you saying, bro? You're starting to piss me off. If you're sincerely trying to say that she's hugging this kid, no, we are actually not moving it anywhere. Chat, we are staying exactly in this spot.
I'm getting you more content
until Esty agrees that that is not Jinx hugging the kid.
Yeah, no, not at all.
And we're gonna right click, and we're gonna block.
Alright guys, this is the last time you'll see me on a stream. It's been nice knowing you.
We gotta be able to agree on the bare minimum fact, okay? If we can't even if we can't agree on that, we can't even start building blocks forward. Oh well. Also, I paused it on a cool frame. You could see like the rune magical stuff that's happening because of the shot.
I have a very uncool frame where it's right before this, where there's no runes. It's just Vi holding up her hands.
Okay, well, you know what? I will continue on because otherwise I'm gonna get louder and chat's gonna be like, "Wow, Silly's mean." And I'm like, you know what?
Yeah, you know what, guys? This is the real side of Silly.
Oh no! Don't say that.
Oh, you actually got so sad.
I try so hard to be a down to earth, like, please join my Discord, I'm a person. I'm not just a YouTuber, I'm a person. And then you're like, actually, this person is the most evil person.
Yeah, actually very mean.
Very awful. I'm just, you know, guys, I'm awful. I eat Jello, and I don't allow you to sneeze, so that's really a bad person if you think about it.
Wait, what's got eating Jello have to do with being a bad person?
Sorry about that sound. Oh, someone in chat said Jello's gross, so I lost points. That's fine. No, I understand. It's completely fair. I mean, like, do you
No.
chew Jello? Do you just slosh it around? Like, the complications
Slurp
of Jello are
Slurp it.
you slurp. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, Jello doesn't have Okay, food shouldn't have to come with instructions.
Yeah, screw that fancy stuff that you have to eat a certain way with certain forks.
Okay,
Eat some Jello.
well, this is the most serious moment of everything. Let's get back on track, okay? She takes the first shot, Vi blocks that, and then it's obvious Kate is going for a second shot. And they do a little tricky thing here for us as the audience. We hear the shot, we hear the yell, but we don't quite know who got it at the end. We see it very quickly, but I guess because we haven't talked about this because we keep saving it for our live conversations, which is fun.
Mm-hmm.
But did you think, like, what did you perceive had happened here?
Oh, I thought if anything she would have just shot the glove, like shot straight through the glove. But I don't think she shot Jinx at all. I never thought she was gonna shoot Jinx.
Do you think maybe she accidentally shot the kid? Like, all of that was like not in the realm of possibility for you?
No, not really. I think if anything she was gonna accidentally hurt Vi. I'm surprised that she didn't hurt Vi.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I thought she was gonna hurt Vi if anything.
See, like, I can see now, knowing that she hasn't hurt Vi, why they chose not to do that, because then she might have felt too bad, and that what we get next might not have happened.
That makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, because, like, if she actually did hurt Vi, and Vi was, like, maybe severely almost killed or really disabled, then it would, I don't know, change the way she acts in the next scene.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get this weird... It looked like Savika was also trying to rock climb, honestly, but she was looking for a button and then presses a button.
She's looking for the next hold.
And and she finds out, we find out as the viewers too, what has been alluded to. Like when I paused on that frame in the very beginning, this is Jinx's plan, and Jinx is not happy about it because it's happening too soon, is what she says. So it blows up a whole bunch of stuff. I don't really know what Jinx means by this is how it wasn't supposed to go.
I think she was supposed to die.
You think she really wanted to die?
Yeah, I think this was supposed to be her final. After she got killed, this was supposed to be set off. I think she meant for everybody to die here. I don't think she meant for a single person to make it out of this, except for whoever is going to set off that explosion.
Okay, so I have a really fun note that I was really happy to share about this next scene right here. This next part. I noticed it and it made me really happy, so hopefully it makes you guys happy too, and we can all appreciate it together. But as the wind is blowing Vi and Caitlyn away, they grab onto something, and then eventually they are saved by a blockage in the wall. I wanted to point out that the blockage in the wall is a happy young powder that stops the wind from blowing, or the smog.
I didn't realize that.
It is such a cute detail, but there's no way this is an accident.
Yeah, that's intentional. That's so intentional.
And it's just like, I don't know. I like little powder, because this isn't Jinx. I'd say this is like little powder saving Vi, or like still being there, or I don't know. It just, come on, you can't not enjoy that.
Yeah.
What it represents. So cute.
Yeah, even if it's hard to put into words, like you can just tell what that represents. Like it's just powder coming back to save Vi, even if it is in the slightest way. That's very cute. I didn't notice that.
Oh yeah, and thank you for pointing out, by the way, that LP that Jinx did try to protect the kid from the explosion. It's a small thing, but it is kind of important still on her character, because she's like this crazy, whatever, I don't care what happens character, but then we still see a little bit of humanity in her with actions like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love this. So hopefully you guys love this too, because it made me so happy. Oh, I hate the next scene though. Not the next scene. The next scene with the two of them together, because it broke my heart. So
oh yeah,
I wanted to analyze this part right here because there's great conversation over what the point of this was. Like, what the heck? I think that was my initial reaction too. But here, when I was rewatching it, I noticed that the color is mixing with the gray.
Yeah, that's what I noticed too on my second watch.
Didn't notice this the first time around. It was honestly too quick for me. Didn't see that.
Yeah.
But the rest of the time, with the way it comes out of the city stuff, and we go back to where we were in the beginning, which is so cool. I didn't really perceive it as the gray. It just was too colorful, and that was too quick of a moment where first time through I was like, oh, she just painted the town with colors. Why?
Yeah, do you want to hear my notes on this?
Yeah, go for it.
So I changed this like 3 times over the course of the rest of this episode, right? I changed this note like 3 times. So I first put all this colored stuff spilling in the Piltover. Is the gray imbued with the color? And then my next note after that was, I guess it isn't. Everyone's okay. It's just a color bomb. My next note after that was, maybe it was. There's a kid at the meeting with Ambessa that seems to be affected by the gray.
Yes, it does seem like that. Yep.
Yeah. So I was like, I went very back and forth on this, but I'm saying that for sure this was imbued with the gray. Maybe not as potent, but this definitely was the gray. This definitely was the gray coming back up in the Piltover.
I don't think that was necessarily conveyed the best.
I don't think it was either. I think it was very tough to put that together at least for me.
If they had a few more shots of like it coming out of the tubes and intermingling, like the gray intermingling with the color, like it did when I like finally noticed that my second time through. But this, like, we're cutting back and forth between the Arcane and then this fight scene, and then the fight scene itself has a lot of cuts, and it's like, it is really fast and it's dense. Like, everything that's happening is at least dual purpose, if not quadruple purpose, and then it's like a 2 little second, maybe 1 second shot of the gray mixing with the color, and then we just see color explode. And like, we don't necessarily see too many people. Do we see anybody that's like coughing? I think
no, not coughing.
Like I kind of viewed it as like they found it scary as like an explosion, or just from
they were just running away from it. They didn't know what it was. But we don't see anybody actually cough or react to it as if it's the gray.
And like, also it drips down here like it's paint. Like, paint the town blue. We got that song. So it's like, oh, that's kind of cool here. But like, it doesn't have that same characterization too. Like, we've had the gray characterized as this like scary monster so far, and then it doesn't have those sharp curved kind of lines. It has like this poofy, cloudy kind of cute Jinxy feel.
The kids even look at it like it's something cool.
Yeah. So I don't know, I didn't understand the purpose of it at first. I was like, oh, Jinx is just like, this is pretty. And I was like, okay, is Jinx just sending a message? Like, we are down here? Or that's kind of what I was thinking might have been the message.
Yeah, at first I thought it was just like a general message to say, hey, we're still here. Like, we're still causing chaos. But now looking at it, I think it is the gray, but I just don't know how big of an effect it had. I just don't understand it. I don't understand this move. It's a very interesting move to me. I'd like to see the implications of it.
Fiction?
Because all it's going to do is just spur on Piltover more to go against the Undercity.
I'm reading through chat right now. There's a lot of guesses. Eric made me laugh with his comment, but LP was saying that the gray has long-term consequences, so maybe it's just initially not gonna do anything. We'll see that later on. You thought it was okay, so Chris thought it was obvious that it was the gray, that they've been using the pipeworks to funnel the gray into the Undercity, then Jinx reverse funneled it back up. So, okay, I talked with ST. This is the one thing, actually, I did talk to ST about before this stream. I had misconstrued entirely what was happening with the initial beginning of this episode. Mind you, I was fresh post nap. But I thought, because I was also still delulu about how far Caitlyn's gone down this path of dictatorship and just crazy, I'm being exaggeratory, but I thought that maybe because the smog does exist down there still, right? Like, we have seen it there. We've seen enforcers wear the mask. So my brain goes, oh, that already exists down there? The gray? Caitlyn and the crew are gonna go through the vents and like open them up and filter the air out to help them breathe. I don't know why I thought that, but I did, and then I quickly rectified that because I was like, wait a second, that doesn't make any sense. So I hit up Esty. Yeah, I was like, Esty, what the fuck? So, but the thing is, if it is what you're saying, Chris, of that they've been using the pipeworks to funnel the gray into the undercity, that also wouldn't make sense because then, at least I don't think, because then Caitlyn is going and actively funneling it into the undercity now, is what I was perceiving. So, like, is it, like, which one is it? Do you know what I mean? Or was that too kind of convoluted? I don't know if I lost anybody.
Oh, you lost me at the very end there, I won't lie.
Okay, so, like, I did perceive it the way Chris was, too. Initially, I thought that the Piltover was pushing the smog down to the undercity so they had fresh air, and Jinx was like, fuck you guys, here's the stuff that you create back up at you, so we can have like, fresh air or whatever. But that wouldn't make sense because we're shown that it is being filtered out because Caitlyn is going through and stopping the accurate filtering of it out and using it, like leaking it out all over the place, right? So I guess I was confused.
Yeah, so my entire thing about it was, at least for this, so my question is, where does the gray come from? Because it comes from the factories, right?
Like the fissures, yeah.
Which are in the Undercity, correct?
I think so.
Not in Piltover. So I don't think it's an act of reverse funneling it up and saying like, hey, here, take back your gray, like take back your smoke. I think they're just using. I think the ventilation systems are all just attached, and they blew open several walls in order to just funnel it back up towards them. I feel like they blame Piltover for the gray because they're the ones that are thriving off of. They gain the benefits, and the Undercity like gets the loss of it, like gets the negative part of it. So like I feel like that in that sense they're saying take the negative effect with it. But I don't think the gray comes from here. Like I think the whole idea of the ventilation system originally was to filter it out completely, like almost like make it green, like make the factories green in that sense, like to make them so that when they
I hear you.
There's somewhere to go.
I'm hearing you. I mean, it just was so fast, and also I didn't clearly understand that this was the gray. I mean, like I was like logically it would probably make the most sense that this is the gray. Like what else? What other smoke would it be? But also like Jinx is known for just making smoke stuff, and it was so colorful that my brain just ding 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 ding. Okay, I don't know, and then I gave up for a bit there. But very beautiful shot, and I appreciate all of your input in chat because I have been reading through it. It's just I wasn't expecting, again, I could have just aged or hit my head a few too many times. I wasn't expecting to be lost or mistaken or confused as many times as I have been in these 3 episodes. There's been times where I've had to actively stop and correct myself because I realized I was thinking something wrong. Because I had to like pause and like look at it again and go, oh, I saw that wrong, or oh, I didn't see that at all. And that little second or that little bit of information is actually quite fundamental to understanding the next moment. So it's so pretty, and the kids are cheering. I would cheer too, honestly. It's so cute.
Yeah, it's so cute.
So fun.
We love the giant smoke colorful clouds.
It's like the thing they have where you can run a marathon, but you get all of the powder of color.
Oh yeah. The big firework explosions.
Oh, that's an interesting question. Shumla Mit? What's it to ya? They asked, does this mean the gray can run out? Do you guys think that will happen later? I guess people would have to stop working in the fissures for that to happen, right?
Yeah, like I feel like there is like a finite amount of gray. The question is how much of it went upwards here. Was it all of it?
Also, I don't want to watch the scene because this scene broke my heart. I really don't. It's like this scene broke my heart, I think, more than watching Caitlyn's mama scene. even though I did cry at that, this scene made me gutturally angry, and I wanted to hold Vi so bad.
Yeah.
So basically, we cut to Caitlyn and Vi laying on the ground. The second Caitlyn becomes conscious, she immediately is frantically searching for her gun and is like ready to go again.
Mm-hmm. And she just immediately starts trying to break back through.
Mm-hmm. Where, if we contrast it with Vi, who once she gets up, immediately takes off her gauntlets.
There's an interesting thing here that now that you've pointed out that that's powder.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She's hitting powder with the
Yeah.
butt of her gun.
Beat me to it, but I'll totally give you credit.
Yeah, no, I just didn't realize it before you pointed that out.
Yeah, no, it's like,
This is the first
there's
time that
no way that's on accident. They definitely
Yeah.
chose it to be the picture of happy young powder right there,
Mhm.
blocking.
Upside down as well, to make it look like she's frowning.
Because isn't that what's blocking
All the-
Vi from from
Yeah.
ending it anyway? It's like that little hope that powder is still in there.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Oh my god, and you're right, Bacon. She did not even check on Vi. She's just like so.
She just straight got up and started going right back to work.
And also, that's gotta be so bad for a gun like that.
And there's so much like just worry in Vi's eyes.
Yeah, and she
just
drops her
immediately
weapons.
blames her.
Yep. So basically, they are arguing over it, and then the moment that killed me,
God.
I'll just play it out loud so we could all suffer together.
The pain in Vi's voice. I have to turn my right here.
That's how I felt. Yeah.
She wasn't hurt from the hit. Not this badly.
Again,
She
we
was
see
crying.
we see Kate from that lower POV, right? Like that kind of more menacing, evil perspective.
And like the way that she looks too, she just looks angry. She doesn't look.
Her hair, by the way, which has been like this prim proper thing this whole time, is completely come undone.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then seeing her cry like this, like sad, so sad.
And hearing her like
After everything she's lost and everything she's been through, like she really only had Caitlyn.
she did.
Like what else did she have?
She has nothing now.
I just don't know what else she would have hope for. As if she does truly believe that Jinx is, or like that's Jinx and her sister's dead, like Powder is not there no more, and Milo, Clagger, Vander, like everything. She does need a hug. She needs more than a hug. She needs a fucking break. Can't catch a break.
She needs somebody who cares about her the way she cares about people.
I guess she has her cause, like what her ideals, but the Undercity is a mess at this point, and
yeah,
like what would she cling to?
It's just not enough to cling on to. And again, I relate to Vice. I love Vi.
Chris says that she has that big dude with the enforcers.
Yeah. I mean, she doesn't even know that he quit yet.
Oh, yeah, true.
But yeah, I'm hoping they meet back up.
Like,
but that's it.
And then it's at the bottom. Like she's at rock fucking bottom.
Literally
nothing. She has nothing. Like I was almost worried that if you do that much damage to a character, what's preventing them from ending things? You know, like sincerely, if she has nothing, no way to work
She's
her.
In such a volatile state right now. I love Vi.
Well,
I love Vi.
She'll probably go through some kind of change because I don't see how being abandoned by Caitlyn won't like fundamentally shift her in some way.
Yeah, it's going to. It's going to, and I'm really hoping it's like not a negative change. I don't want them to mess with Vi.
We have the
pedal for her.
We have the petals again, the little violet petals. Or
very symbolic.
Weeks. That's what we're dealing with Caitlyn. Every time we see Vi, he's second guessing his life.
Poor man. I
love
him.
So this is what also made me think it wasn't Smog the Grey, because they're standing around this explosion just recently, and it's still like they're breathing fine.
Yeah.
So if it is supposed to be the Grey, it's kind of
dissipated already.
Well, yeah, of course, because like there's fresh air everywhere. Unless it's like once if you smell a little bit of the gray, you're fucked. Like you're gonna be suffering for a little bit of time. I don't know.
But, like, yeah, I'm just curious. I'm curious as to the message that this was supposed to send. And maybe they'll interpret it better than we have, but chat and the characters.
All right, we're almost there. We almost can do it. It's not far.
You should see the stark contrast I have in my notes about these two. The last scene and this scene.
What do you mean?
I like for the last scene I wrote out like just like so much emotional shit like the hit from Kate didn't hurt her physically, it hurt her emotionally. God,
Yeah.
it made
Oh,
her cry, fuck me, like all this. Like that's what I was writing, and then the next scene, my next note is we see Mel get pulled into the abyss next. I don't know what to say about this. Defer to silly.
Defer to silly. Yes, I am the infinite.
I have no idea. I was so done. Like,
I actually did think it was gonna end there. I feel like they could have ended it there, honestly.
Yeah.
But I mean, like reordered the scenes around or something like that.
Yeah. Like that could have been the ending scene.
Wolf is kind of back. Wolf, we're almost done. Kind of.
Wolf.
Maybe.
Wolf almost there. Yeah, you missed the V drama.
We have 6-ish minutes. Okay, so basically in this scene, I think we get a confirmation that it is taking over of a body. It really seems. Hello, robotic. Vi is sitting in the same position that Powder was. I also think she's in this. Yeah, she's in the same position I think as when she fell to her knees and sobbed after the Savika fight. Girl was on her knees a lot.
When right before she snapped to attention. Oh. Don't say that about my girl Vi.
Yeah, Vi's struggling. But okay, so yeah, so we basically see like I viewed this as her being corrupted, like her being taken over, her body being used. The shaking was very exorcist kind of things, and then we get the beautiful opening up, by the way, of a portal dimensional pocket, blood, red magic goo in the shape of a flower, which is super cool because they're the black rose. And it completely, like thorny, which is neat too. And then it completely encompasses Mel. And then her coworker, yeah, that's a funny name, turns around. She's completely engulfed, and stuff's coming out of her face. And she says, "Black Rose." I go, dude, that's the thing you choose to say? I don't think so. I think, okay, I couldn't tell if this was something else speaking or her speaking. Cause
I think it's something else.
Okay, but like, why would something else announce themselves? It'd probably still her trying to get like the last 2 words out. Maybe?
I don't know. I saw it as something taking control of her body. And like this trying to just, I don't know, maybe a scare tactic against Mel, but
so
yeah,
this is
I don't
where
know why she would choose those words.
Yeah, so this is where like LP to answer you directly in chat, and like a lot of people who probably are people who know lore but also are Arcane. It's interesting because Arcane has brought in a lot of people who don't really care for League of Legends and maybe haven't read any of the lore. This is something I think we should not really talk too much on because it could bring a lot of obvious assumptions right to the table, whereas right now it is, if you don't know anything, really confusing and you kind of have no idea what's going on. So I guess partially sensitive to spoilers for lore because it could, but they also have been proven not to stick too strictly to it, right? They have kind of taken inspiration, like for example Vi wearing an enforcer's uniform, but it's not a one-to-one, so it at the same time. But if you want to talk about it, you could go to Discord and talk because I do know a lot of people would happily chat with you about it there. Yeah, and then she gets completely engulfed, and then the only thing that's left on her, or left behind, is this pen, this shimmer pen that was given to her earlier, and this is kind of where I thought maybe that's the function of it, that's why it was given to her, to leave evidence that something happened to her, because that Lest would know there would be no reason for that to just be laying on the floor.
Yeah, for sure. And also if the petals stick around. I don't know if they'll disappear or not, but
Oh yeah, I don't know if they'll stick around or not either.
they look like they will.
And that'll be like a dead giveaway, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be inefficient if you were to use a magical spell and like left behind all this evidence?
Yeah, maybe, but maybe it was a desperate attempt just to. I mean, maybe it's intentional though. They want Ambessa to know that they took Mel.
Like it's a Oh, I can see
A
that.
threat to her family. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. That would piss Ambessa off.
Okay, and then we get. Okay, we get our last scene. I'd say. Singe is just always on the outskirts, literally of the show. So we'll just he's like our side quest. But our last scene is actually quite long. I was kind of interested in how much time they dedicated to this, because especially when I was rewatching it to take notes, it is substantial. It is like a 5-minute scene, which in comparison to other things we've gotten, which really important moments getting like 15-30 seconds, this is extended, especially the moment of when they start slamming on their chest and how long it is. Very long. So do you mind if we just start there of why we think it
so specifically the chest banging scene, I think was to build that tension, because like when I initially watched that scene, my thought was, okay, how can Caitlyn avoid this? Like, how can Caitlyn say no? There's no way. The pressure is here. Like, it's to build that pressure. And I think it builds it on the audience as well. Like, not just the people. And you see the enforcers start slowly joining in, the enforcers who believe her, and then the other enforcers who kind of don't also start joining her. Like, you can just tell, I think. Like it's just meant to build that pressure up. And I think they do very well with the time they allotted for this, even if it is extended.
I don't know. It was a lot. It was a lot of time. But I guess you kind of need a lot of time to show that she really had to think about it.
Yeah.
Because it was really intricate.
And the pressure was like very much building.
Like her eye movement is subtly kind of suggesting to us that she's rapid firing and thinking through different paths and like what each choice kind of looks like.
Yeah.
Okay. So we talked about how long the scene is. I want to talk about Ambessa's new uniform.
I love her hairdo.
Yeah?
Yeah, I love her hairdo.
It's interesting because everything's being rebuilt. We see like scaffolding. We see the like where things were blown apart from the initial explosion.
Yeah, and I think this speech is so powerful. She really does get every single person here on a warpath. Like, you can see them slowly start agreeing with her, and she is not like a big political figure in here, like in Piltover. But for her to just be able to speak this way to people and really get people on her side, like, it is, and I hate to bring it up, but very reminiscent of Nazi Germany, no?
It is, especially the imagery at the end with Caitlyn in that coat. Like,
yeah,
if you
like,
don't see,
very reminiscent.
Definitely. I mean, the red too. She is a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah. The way she speaks.
Because like I said, because she's intellectual, she's brute, like she has the strength for these things, and she knows how to speak. Like all of these things in one person is too much power. Okay, so let me check my notes.
Like her going up to the kid is so good.
This is the kid we thought, right? That probably
I got infected by the gray. But like her going up to him is such an emotionally impactful thing.
But she so did that to manipulate.
For
sure. Salo was taken by surprise, and we did talk about that a bit earlier as to why he was taken by surprise, probably, and also what made Ambessa probably change her mind. I wanted to talk about the line she says with "We need like a real leader." See, she's someone you consider has experience, and then the way she sets up. Sorry, what's up?
No, somebody with like a strong family who's always stood for progress. But sorry, go ahead. The way she sets up.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Another way she's manipulative is she, as Robotic points out, she's kind of trying to dress similar to how Mel dresses. Instead of like trying to fit in more with that, rather than I'm an outsider from Noxus, I'm here to help you, and
Yeah, I'm one of you.
I'm one of you. Yeah, totally don't get suspicious of. Yeah, but the way she sets up the introduction of Caitlyn as the potential leader for this, and then I laughed hard audibly at the guy slamming him back down.
Yeah, like
and just gives him that look of like, you try anything.
Yeah, shut up.
And then we have 2.0. But basically, I found it really, really interesting after all of that setup of like, you need a leader that is this, that, and the other thing that will show you and guide you. Like this, the speech she gave trying to basically sell Caitlyn on everybody,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
She sells them on it and then says, "Come, child." Child. She calls Caitlyn a child. I'm like, so she so definitely views Caitlyn as a manipulative pawn.
Yeah, easily. She is a pawn. And then we see this.
Oh yeah,
very important.
I guess we could talk about that, but
Yeah. We've hinted at it before in the last two streams, but
do you want to cover it? Do you understand clearly what's happening?
oh yeah. This is Ambessa from episode 1 setting up the terrorist attack on the memorial service, which is insane which means that Ambessa has had this entire thing in motion since episode 1. She wants to make the undercity look horrible. She wants to make the undercity she wants to paint the undercity in this image, and not just from Jinx. She doesn't want Jinx to be the primary source of all this anger and anguish. Like she wanted that to happen so that this speech could happen. She's been setting this up this entire time. She came in that specific moment to take down all the mechs and everything so that she could have that power. So
Like you
she
could
could
see,
have that recognition.
Yep, her hand. She's like waiting, and then she's like,
Mhm.
now.
Now,
Yep.
like save them at the final moment, make it look better. Everything is to her design.
Oh, I guess that could speak to the thing that we didn't like about being saved at the final moment. That at least covers the base for that one.
Yeah.
The Vi saving Jace one, not as much, but the everything else makes sense with that. Yeah.
Because she wanted to save them last minute.
So yeah, it's the grand reveal that's Ambessa the whole time. I don't know if anybody was like particularly super surprised that it was her, because it would be her if it'd be anybody. But the motivations as to why she might want to do that are something intriguing. I think
it's just everything's a board game to her.
Yeah, but what do you think? Why do you think she was? Because I think it's clear she was definitely trying to push the agenda of creating war between Piltover and Zaun. But what benefit would it be for her to have those two go to war?
I see. That's the thing. I don't know. I don't know what more she stands to gain out of this other than a position of power. She obviously wants this position of power, but I don't know why. I don't know if she wants Hextech. I don't know if she wants something deeper than that. And like, obviously the Black Rose people, they know like what she's after, but we don't. I don't think it's revealed to us at all. I'm not even sure if it's hinted at yet. I truly don't know. I don't know. Outside of power and like a standing in Piltover, I don't know what she wants. I think this was definitely her easiest way to claim to power because she's a warlord. But I just don't understand why.
Yeah, like if you are able to have trust in Arcane, and then kind of when you were watching that scene where like the massacre scene where there were like some red flags as to like why aren't people who should be dying, you can kind of realize that maybe something's a bit off and put two and two together, at least be suspicious of it and keep it in the back of your mind. And then there are other clues with the suspicious black letter that we never really got an answer for. So it's not particularly clear why she is pushing for war 100%. There's maybe maybe it's another way for her to protect her family in a crooked manner in her mind or something. Like maybe she views Zahn as an enemy of her daughter, or maybe she is more corrupt than we're giving her credit for.
Yeah, I think she is. I think she's much more evil and sinister than we are giving her credit for, but I just don't know what her deeper motive is. I can't wait until we find out.
So yeah, here we go. This is the moment you're talking about with the him quitting, him being really disappointed
Yeah.
and turning away. He's like, I'm not following that person anymore.
Yeah, I'm not banging my chest.
Mm-hmm.
I respect him. I also read that somebody when Maddie started banging her chest with it, somebody just wrote, "She has not a thought behind those eyes. She has no idea what's going on."
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how you when she gets this coat on, I don't really know how you don't see some kind of symbolism or direct, honestly, correlation to Nazi Germany. Like it feels
Yeah,
a
it
bit
feels so
strong,
similar.
a bit on the nose sometimes with
The chest pounding too. It feels very
dictatory.
yeah, to kind of the hail.
Also, this is crazy. Like, it's just crazy how we ended up here. If you would have told me,
Yeah.
like, before, when I first got introduced to Caitlyn, this is where she'd end up right now, I'd be like, nah.
No, not the cupcake.
Not the cupcake.
Ugh.
And then she, look at that power. And Bess is like, yes!
Yeah.
She's happy that Caitlyn's enjoying the power. You know? So,
Yeah. She's so happy that this worked.
Yep. So that's basically the last of it, but we do have our little post singed moment, which of course we just need that. I do have a quick note on it. Singed looks like he's hooked up to tubes. We can agree on that. But
yeah, he's giving blood.
He's giving blood, right?
Yes.
He's giving blood.
Yes. I had to pay a lot of attention to this because I think it's right after this little clip here. When it zooms in on his actual hand when he closes the clock, like the stopwatch, that's when you'll see that he's giving blood for sure. It's coming out of him.
It's like, so
right
is
here.
he gonna die for his creation? Like, is his creation gonna come to life? And we also then see what his creation is.
Yeah. I don't know if he'll die necessarily.
So there's a lot of blood.
Yeah, there is a lot.
It's a lot of blood.
3 whole tubes of blood at once.
Mm-hmm.
It is a lot of blood.
So, and then we get the shot. I mean, I know who this is, but
I know the name now, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
I know people didn't want it to be spoiled for me. I know a little bit about him.
Yeah, well, we can leave it at that just in case.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil it for anybody in the chat.
Because that's one of those lore-related things. But yeah, I thought it was interesting that he was sacrificing himself. Or, I don't know, he might not die, but he's looks so, like, weak. I just feel like all that blood's gotta not be good.
There's definitely no way he's in a good spot. But I mean, I feel like he is the person who would die for his creations.
Yeah, you're right. I agree with that character. What you're saying about his character.
Yeah.
So
he would be the first person to risk his life for any type of creation, and whatever keeps it alive.
Darth, Caitlyn, the cupcake villain arc. Darth Cupcake. Yeah, definitely. It's gonna be tough because now we're at a spot where she needs to turn back around, or is it?
Is it too late for her?
Too late for her?
Or is she gonna go down a Jinx path where we're gonna think that she's evil, and then she'll finally?
Guys, if you think about it, episode 1, first scene, season 1, when Powder, Vi, Clagger, and Milo are sliding down that roof, they eat a cupcake. So I think that actually is symbolic and representative and foreshadowed how Caitlyn is gonna be eaten, aka killed by Vi.
Eaten? No,
there you go.
No, just eaten, consumed, cannibalized by Vi.
Yeah, exactly. It's also I know Clagger was one that technically ate it, but it's like
Clagger comes back.
Yeah, Clagger comes back.
Oh my god. This is going to go nuts.
It's going to go nuts. Alright, well, this was really fun. I'm nervous for the weekend. I'm
So
like
am
looking
I.
forward to it, but now I'm like, okay, well, how much more dark can it go? And every
Yeah.
time, I'm like, it can't go that much more dark. It goes
Well, it
much
could be
more
that
dark.
bad. It could be
Yeah,
that
that
bad.
So
Oh
thank you
yeah,
so much
I
to
can't wait for Saturday.
everybody I recognized in chat again, and some new people that I saw come back around. I always love talking about these fun art things, and just, SD, I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to come and join me obsess over Arcane.
Yes, I've been loving joining in on these streams and talking to you guys, especially chat. You guys have been so fun. I'm very glad to be a part of this community now.
Yes, and we will continue with this next week as well. So, but just let's hope Victor doesn't die, because if Victor can't die. He's the Messiah now.
Yeah,
He literally
yeah,
can't die.
Jesus. Yeah, he's Jesus.
Thank you for coming. I will see you all next time, and every